Yeah. Monday Night Raw is officially on deck. Beautiful weather in New York City, but sadly, still nice. So some of the people, I ain't gonna say nothing too crazy, but the ladies are looking right. They understood the
Listen,
assignment
I
with
was
the
I was
weather.
out
You
there
know what I
today,
mean?
man.
Talk
I was
about it.
outside today, man. Harlem's looking amazing right now.
Listen, Harlem don't need much of a reason as it is. You know what I
At
mean?
all.
Honestly.
Well, shout out to
We always
everybody
looking
already in the
shit.
chat. We see y'all chopping it up. It's your guy Joff here alongside the Rap Snob, alongside the homie Mace. No Dini tonight. He got some personal business to attend to, but he'll definitely be on deck tomorrow for episode 96. You know, we sometimes, you know, life, like we always say, life happens, and you gotta take care of your business when life does in fact happen. But you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's already in the building. Hit that like button, run the comments up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Roundtablemerch.com. Get you one of these. If you want one of the hats, go to roundtablemerch.com. If you're feeling generous, hit us on the Cash App. Shout out to everybody again who's in the chat. D. Rick J was one of the first in the chat. Fly Shit Only, Double Barrel was good. Eric G was good. Miss LB was good. I want to make sure I shout everybody out. You know, Mr. Talented Flowers, Jadorian, everybody who's in here. If I ain't catch you, Jed, what's good? Nick was the very first comment in the chat. What's good? Corbin Henderson, what's good? Fellas, y'all know what to do. I'm about to get these links out there so we can get cooking.
Big facts, big facts. What's the word, y'all?
Click. Click on everything. Click on like, leave a comment, click on subscribe.
Do that.
You know what I mean? Roundtablemerch.com. The Cash App, if you're just feeling generous, do all that, man. Yo, one
Raphael just up in here. Sells, what's the word? Double Barrel. You know that's my guy.
One of the easiest things to do, man. You see a link, you click it. You see a button, you click it. Do that.
That actually, yeah.
I mean, support.
The like is heavy, y'all. Y'all don't even know. A like is that's shooting us up out of here. Pause. You know what I mean? We'll start early. No Dean here, so you know we gotta go crazy. You know, no quick triggers today.
Real quick, who follows me on Twitter right now?
Everybody should. Who's not following Sin?
Who's following me on Twitter? Because I got a tweet that's cooking right now. If we want to talk about it real quick.
Viral Sin is going crazy again.
Links out. Yeah, apparently,
let's hear it, Sin. Let's hear it. What's your viral tweet this week?
This shit was mad simple, man. Like, listen, I was at this bar yesterday watching the Laker game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they was playing Mos Def, Miss Fat Booty in the bar. You know what I mean? And I got to listening to it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs of all time. You know what I mean? And I've always, shouts to Ayatollah, the producer, who made that beat. And I was always in awe at the sample flip, the Aretha Franklin sample flip for that beat. But I was listening to it in the bar with a different system and everything, and like the drums was really knocking through the system. And I was like, yo, these drums is crazy too. Like, this is really like a perfect beat, man. Like, there's no fat on this beat. Everything is lean. Perfect. Okay. So it got me to thinking. I was like, what's a perfect beat? Somebody name a perfect beat out there in the comments, in the chat right now. You know what I mean? My pick for as of right now.
What's your pick? What's your pick?
My Miss Fat Booty. That's what I tweeted. That shit. It's a perfect beat.
Now, Sin, you know, I was in there on that tweet. You know, I had to retweet. The first tweet that I had. I mean, I picked 4 beats. Because, you know, just like you said, you kind of going crazy with that tweet. I said Back That Ass Up was my first selection, man. That's a perfect beat to me, man. I ain't going to lie. That, you know what I mean? Same year as your song, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, kind of the same topic, if we want to be honest. People don't compare Juvenile and Mos Def a lot. But us on the Rap Roundtable, we find a way.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mos Def is a conscious rapper. He's about, you know what I mean?
Mos Def is as commercial as he is conscious.
Nah, come on.
Yes, he is.
You can't tell me Juvenile and Mos Def both made a song about ass. You can't tell me that.
Hey, same year. 2 classics.
Mos Def chased radio with Miss Fat Booty. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Didn't Mos Def do a radio with a radio record with Nate Dogg too, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh no. Fairmont.
That was more of a radio record. But here's my opinion on that, because I remember the last time you said that, John. I was thinking about it when I tweeted it. When I put up on Twitter, I remember the last time you said that. It most def. What he did was he took the formula, the early '90s, like early to mid '90s radio formula, and put it to Miss Fat Booty. By '99, that song, the formula for that song was not the formula of what was popping on radio.
Right.
So he was kind of taking that formula of, all right, this is what I remember, like a radio friendly hip hop boom bap song sounding like around 94, 95. But by that time it was 99. It was, about, taking over for the 99 and 2000s. That was the radio formula at the time. You know what I mean? If Mos Def would have done that in 99, then it'd be a different story.
Oh, so it's caveats.
That's
now,
how we
because
interesting.
Sin always find a way to spin some bullshit for the niggas he like.
It's not spinning. It's nuance. It's nuance.
That nigga was chasing radio, bro. He was chasing the radio, and we just gotta accept that he was.
Nothing wrong with it.
Why do you think you think he became a Hollywood actor because he was some conscious nobody rapper? Come on, bro.
In 99, I don't know. Well,
99.
You guys
X was running the radio.
I didn't listen to. I didn't hear Miss Fat Booty and think this is Mos Def trying to get on the radio.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not in 99. If he would have done that in 96, different story. But 99, like the landscape was so different.
Oh, it's the landscape. All right. I hear you.
It's nuance.
Man.
We're always about the nuance here at the Rap Round Table.
We about Sincere's active biases also at the Rap Round Table. We gotta just call it what it is, bro. You biased.
Capo of the Lang Gang.
Yeah, I mean, it was not the face of radio.
Lang Gang Capo himself.
That was his take on a radio song from what he grew up listening to. You know what I mean? But I don't think he went into the studio like, yo, Miss Fat Booty about to go crazy on Hot 97. Same station that was bumping Master P and No Limit and Cash Money nonstop.
Was Hot 97
down bottom?
Come on, man. That's a classic.
Jed said that Mos Def was an actor first.
He was an actor.
Was Mos Def a child actor?
He was an actor first. He had some. I know he was on shit. Wasn't he on some show headed by Bill Cosby?
Oh shit.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Dante and Aubrey had even more in common than I thought originally. Wow.
Well, so they're the same guy. Actor turned conscious rapper turned commercial rapper, same path. Yeah. That's crazy.
When was Drake a conscious rapper? Let me know that.
When he came, when he got on
Improvement days, comeback season days.
Conscious rapper? Come on, man.
Early Drake was definitely on his.
He's a back. Let's call him backpack. How about that?
A backpack. Is that fine?
He had backpack.
Like a backpacker.
Drake was a backpacker walking in the door.
His favorite rappers were Fonte and Pusha T.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let's not ever forget that. And he always gave props to Dilla.
You know what? We're gonna have to start doing new segments. We got Sincere's long, but we got to start doing Sincere's biases. Like the things that he refuses to change his mind about. You know what I mean? No matter what we do.
The supercut.
Nigga refuses to give Drake. So Drake was just commercial walking in the door? Like he was just a radio nigga walking in the door?
I mean, pretty much. That was... You could always tell that was his aspiration.
Yo, look at his bars for his first single, like "You the Best" record. That's backpack bars. You know what I mean?
What was that line song now?
That's what
I like you. I like You the Best. I like You the Best, but we're not calling.
That's what You the Prettiest. Talking about how chilling with no makeup on and all of that. That's not commercial rapper bars.
We're not gonna call it backpack.
It is though. He wore her natural glory and all of that.
Yo, India Ari should have been on the hook of that, bro. Come on,
y'all wilding now.
Good call.
Y'all wilding now.
No,
all right, we getting off topic. What's a perfect
88? He said Drake did a song with Elzai. He did a song with Mickey Fax. That's how Drake came onto the scene.
Yeah,
Let's be real here.
Here go Mad Max early. Since this is still early, we'll put this up there now. And for all that sin, your man's don't drop by Friday. I need you to apologize to Arbor because your man Duckworth living up to his name. I got some intel on that as well. Not intel, but I got some slander for Kendrick on tonight's episode. It's not on the rundown, but I got some slander. You know what I mean?
I'm here for it.
Raphael,
Deanie's not here, so we gotta step up.
What do I not use? I use Logic. I use Pro Tools. I use some mobile apps. Sometimes I just get on my iPhone and use Koala Sampler. Like I use everything, bro. I haven't gotten too heavy into the Ableton bag. Like I've dabbled with it, but I've never really like delved into it. But I hear from the Ableton users like that shit is the cheat code. So I might need to delve into it a little deeper. Pause. But yeah, man.
You safe tonight, son. Unless it's egregious, we're not pausing it. Deanie not here to pause everything. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get into it. Follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Lock in. Shout out to Elon Musk for trying to get that tweet off saying that X is a better name than Twitter, and the ratioed him and told him that we want Twitter back. Just give us the fucking bird back, Elon, please.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? But let's get into this now. Now that the dust is kind of settled for now, you know, we're looking around at this whole quote rap beef landscape. We're seeing what the charts are doing. We're seeing what the tweets are doing. We saw what it did for podcasts across the board. My question would be for the chat and for the rap roundtable: did we need these disses to reignite the interest in rap music? Sincere Rap Snob, your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yes, absolutely. Maybe not for us. We have a platform. We have a podcast. We're tapped into this 24/7. You know what I mean? This is what we live. This is what we do. But I think for the more casual listener that was getting, you know what I mean, pulled away by other musical genres, Afro beats and the like, you know what I mean? I think having some drama in the rap game really reignited that interest. And you know what I mean? It's a little sorry to say, you know what I mean? It's not something that I wish was the case, but we gotta call it what it is. You know what I mean? One of my oldest friends, he was saying, yo, like I mostly listen to R&B and Afro beats and stuff like that. I don't even listen to rap like that no more. And I'm like, bro, like I thought you loved this shit. Like I love this shit. And he was like, nah, it's just, you know what I mean? Like the energy's not there. The vibes aren't really there. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a big enough contingent of people that probably feel that way out there. You know what I mean? Especially like getting into our age range, where, you know, the subject matter in hip hop may not appeal to certain demographics, certain age ranges, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it needed a little boost. It needed like what's that shit when you try to start a car when you can't,
a jumper,
you know what I mean? It needed a jump start, you know what I mean? It needed the jump start. It needed like, or the two pads on the, you know, on the heartbeat, you know what I mean? And for the moment it did its job. That's probably why people are a little disappointed right now with Kendrick, because people are looking for Kendrick to keep that energy going, and he's right now. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not trying to make believe like I know what he's doing. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know what he's doing, if he even has a plan. But he's not carrying on with it, so people are a little disappointed right now. Like, yo, I thought we had something going, and it's kind of that beef shit is kind of dying off right now. So. All that to say, yeah, I feel like it did, and hopefully, we got enough ears back on the culture, you know what I mean, and on the genre to like where people start paying attention again, and this shit could be lucrative as it once was.
That's a fact. Mesito, what do you think? Early on,
Sin made some very, very good points, some convincing points, but I'm gonna have to disagree. While it is it's a STEMI, you know what I'm saying? It's a STEMI, you know, it's about 1,200 for everybody. But I don't think rap needed it, right? I think us here at the Rap Roundtable, We spoke about how last year was a little bit disappointing. I don't think any of us were necessarily looking for issues, right? I think the activity is what's needed. So all the heavy hitters are outside, right? I think if Kendrick came outside and just dropped a Heart Part 6 and didn't diss Drake, I think they would have been, I think everybody would have been excited. Metro Boomin has proved with his last couple of albums that he has #1 records and #1 albums in him already. We know Drake does what Drake does when he's outside. So considering the parties involved, I'm gonna say no. Rap didn't necessarily need it. I think us here, I think with the opening few months, we had 21 drop, we had Benny drop, we had Hit Boy drop some new material. We were all hype about that, about the activity, about the quality more than anything. We said Jay-Z might drop this year because of those hints that would drop. I think we don't care if he takes any shots. Nas and Primo, we excited about that just to be excited about that. You know what I mean? So while I do think it's exciting, we all hype, we all like the Rumble. I think as long as the heavy hitters was coming outside, period, this year, even J. Cole. J. Cole messed up his stock. We was super hyped for that. You know what I mean? As long as the heavy hitters come outside and do what they supposed to do, even at a average level, I think we would have been excited for this year, to be honest with you.
I think that maybe not for the hardcore fans. I guess I would say that the chat, we're hardcore rap fans. Like, we have a rap podcast, so by default, we are considered hardcore avid fans of the genre. So for us, no, it didn't boost our interest, but I'll say that it increased excitement for us. Even if the chat, a lot of y'all calling it corny and everything like that, and based on the actions of the artists involved, I have no problems with y'all calling this battle corny, because it went from action-packed and we get disses week after week. We had a Cole diss and then a Cole apology, a couple of Drake disses. It was great energy. It's all starting off with Kendrick Lamar's verse, and then now this huge gap, and then the AI verse that I think that was the first thing that really took the wind out of the sails, because as much as we were looking at Cole crazy, we were still more locked in on what Drake and Kendrick were gonna do. But I felt like Drake kind of made the party corny. I got to give Sin his credit now, a week later. I think that kind of really amplified the corniness of the situation. And then Kendrick just going radio silent. We've got more tweets from niggas who ain't drop an album in God knows how long than actual response verses from Kendrick. So I guess we could say, yeah, it's corny. But for the casual fan, which is what I'm really talking about, or the people who like that sort of shit, absolutely it boosted interest in the genre, in my opinion, because look at the numbers. We have like that losing its #1 spot to Taylor Swift for 1 week, and then getting it right back. I felt like last year, a lot of the narrative, a lot of the talking points surrounding hip hop was the fact that the sales and the chart impact were lacking. At this point, whenever Cole does decide to drop the fall off, whenever Kendrick does decide to drop whatever he has next, when Aubrey decides to drop whenever he has next, when Pusha drops whatever he decides to have next, like, all of these albums are going to do better to me than they did previously, because of all of the competitive energy, the disses, the sneak disses, the general anticipation for responses that we want, because we know we're going to be rushing that Pusha album to hear what he got to say to Jimmy and probably Drake. We're going to be Kendrick eventually will say something to Drake. Will he? Or maybe he won't. But people are going to rush these albums just to hear what's being said. So I think that as much as the disses became corny over time, this is the best thing that happened to rap in a long time. I think rap is lit. It's a talking point. It's for the kids. It's gonna be something they remember for a while. I think this is good for business. I'm surprised that you two not seeing the bigger picture of it all. Like, this shit is actually good for everybody involved.
I'm not saying it's not.
I didn't say it wasn't good.
I feel like Sin agreed with you more.
Not necessarily.
I didn't say it wasn't.
I'm opposed to you. I felt like Sin agreed with you.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't good. I don't know. I guess at some point I said that, like, I wish this didn't have to be the case. Like, okay. I wish it didn't have to come to this for people to start paying attention again. But look, like, I've had more casual conversations surrounding hip hop than I have in a long time. Just like, you know what I mean? Just like people asking me, like, oh, what are you into? I'm like hip hop, and it's like, oh, you know, how about that Drake and Kendrick stuff? You know what I mean? And like they know about it. Like if it was just like, you know, like I don't know, Pusha T, and even if it was just Drake and Pusha T, the fact that it's Drake on one hand, but then Pusha T on the other hand, like let's be honest, Pusha T doesn't have the star power that Drake does. But because it's these two mega powers, like everybody seemed to be paying attention for that little window of time. You know what I mean? Which goes back to my point, like. Yeah, I mean, I'm still a Kendrick fan. I'm gonna be a Kendrick fan for the foreseeable future. But yeah, there's definitely a part of me that like whatever he's going through, whatever he's planning, whatever you know, whatever has paused his motion, that's up to him. But as a fan, yeah, I wish he would have, you know what I mean, responded back by now, because like it is making the casual fan pay more attention to what's going on.
I agree with that, and a part of it, I guess I could say I disagree with you, Jarvis, because it's not necessarily carrying the way it's out supposed to now. Kendrick, you know, I don't want to say he's hiding, but he's somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe I don't know if there's been any trickle down effects yet, right? Because you right, like that has been #1 for a couple weeks, and I don't think it's going back #1 to the official charts. It's the Apple Music charts it's going back to #1 for.
Okay, but still, over Taylor Swift is a big deal, no?
Agreed.
Yeah.
But Metro just dropped the #1 with The Weeknd last year. That was #1 for, you know what I mean? Maybe if I noticed some trickle down effects, you know what I mean? I just think for this, the actual parties involved, that they were already, you know what I'm saying, numbers titans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, you know, maybe if Ross put out his next project and it do numbers, or if, you know what I'm saying, or if something else happened. But I'm not willing to commit to say that to help, yes, but I don't know if it necessarily needed it, just because of, you know, it's already the big dogs that's in it. You know what I'm saying?
You know, yeah, you're right as far as like the heavyweights go, but we also have to take into account that late last year we did talk about, while the numbers did number for a guy like Drake, those are some of his lowest first week numbers in a very long time. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at this on a more grander scope. Yes, the heavyweights are going to do what they do because they're stars in their own right, but I feel like the trickle down effect comes into the fact that it's a general talking point. It is a hot button issue because you have these two guys, like what's it called, trickle down economics. These guys, Kendrick and Drake, are having a little quarrel. It draws people back over to rap who might be across the street at the Afro Beats party. They might click over. We saw how these guys squabble and control Twitter for the last month. Someone in the chat said not too long ago, we've been talking about this for 6 weeks. We haven't had a topic that lasted 6 weeks in a long time, bro, with new information. And it's like new information, new music. The DJs are getting new music to spin that one that gets spun. We got chicks tweeting about the beef, saying that Kendrick won because the DJ played like that and push-ups back to back. And it's just like hip-hop it just became a point where it became formulaic. I release on Friday, you play it for the weekend, you go on to the next thing, and then the numbers are not numbered how they're supposed to. There's not anything that's sticking, and the fact that this topic is sticking, and then you have pause, if applicable, and it's sticking around in a way that's really tangible, in my opinion, I think it's good for the game.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. Again, I agree with you, even though you know, the purist in me wishes that people would pay attention for the sake of paying attention to the art and the music, and you know what I mean, and the vibes. But like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be totally negative. I don't know if I made this point on the podcast before. I know I've mentioned this in a different group chat. But look, man, like hip hop has been around for 50 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like genres sometimes after 50 years, like it's tough to maintain that level of attention from the general public after that long a time. So like hip hop has actually, hip hop has the advantage of being so embedded, or having competition being so embedded in it, that when you plug that energy of competition back in it, people will get excited about it again, as we just saw. So yeah, it is. It's definitely an advantage. It's definitely a plus. You know what I mean? Unlike rock, unlike jazz, you know what I mean? Like hip hop has that advantage. So yeah, if we could keep it going, you know what I mean, and keep it safe, keep it on wax, like I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Which is,
and I'm not going to front on you,
like,
Jov. Like I am
Kendrick.
a little more. I did get more hype. You know what I'm saying? It is a little more exciting for me personally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to front on you all the way, Jov. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we be staying and waiting for these disses as well. You know what I'm saying? But just I would like to see how everything still plays out towards the end of the year. You know what I mean? Maybe if if we do get that Heart Part 6 on some Kendrick EP that Maul said was coming out, I do think it would niggas would be excited for that. So I guess we could, for me personally, I like to see how it plays out before I say that it really boosted, other than just a big story within this time. You know what I'm saying?
Because look, listen, like I'll be completely honest. You know what I mean? I'm the age that I am. Around midnight, I'm tired. I'm either sleeping or getting ready to go to sleep. When Like That hit at midnight, do you understand like the boost of energy that I got? Like I really felt like I was in the club. I was just in my kitchen, bro. But I felt like I was in the club listening to that shit. That's the boost that we got. And we're plugged in all the time. So imagine the casual who's just like, you know what I mean, listening to hip hop every now and then in the fringes, and then all of a sudden Like That comes on and you're like, oh shit. They come into the realm that we were in already. You know what I mean? And we go up an extra level at the excitement. So it's a boost all around, bro.
I ain't gonna front that. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because and that was part of the reason why, we could talk about Cole for one quick second. That was part of the reason why I had such a visceral response to J. Cole, because when 7 Minute Drill dropped, the same shit that happened I couldn't sleep. I was so geeked that he got in the ring, and I had to wake up early that next day that I couldn't even really sleep. It was like one long cat nap, because I'm like, this nigga really did it. Like he really jumped out he jumped off the porch, threw his hat in the ring. I was geeked. You know what I'm saying? So I could sit, and that's crazy that happened to you, because I'm like, shit, bro, I really could not sleep that night. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be crazy. I was hyped for the responses, seeing what niggas were gonna say. I think we did a lunch hour. I was hyped to see what niggas was gonna say in the chat. I was just geeked up for the shit. So it's like, that's why it's just like, I feel like this kind of energy, I feel like we've been on cruise control. Like we got it. What Clemenza said, we got to go to the mattresses sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens every 10 years or so. We need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm looking at this shit, and it's like, and again, I'm with y'all. Like at this point, whatever time it is 7-11 on a Monday night. I'm locked up with y'all. This shit is whack now, because it's like it's hit a stall. It's like driving on the highway and you just, like, if you know about the Bell Parkway in Brooklyn, it's like driving on the highway and you just wild speed and do an 80-90, and just suddenly there's mad traffic out of nowhere. That's what it feels like now. Like all the momentum is just gone, bro. And I'm like, I'm losing the interest. But what I will say is, people feeling like, and this is for Sin, people feeling like Kendrick is playing some kind of like game of Art of War, 48 Laws of Power,
some Shogun shit.
Taking his time,
up in the temple somewhere,
responding to Drake. Do you, from your vantage point, do you think this is a good play for Kendrick to sap all the energy out of it and then respond, or is he losing
wax
people?
Off.
Yeah,
wax on, wax off, like stroking his long beard.
Hey,
lucky Deanie gone.
It sounded a little crazy.
The beard, bro. The beard.
Dean is gone. Dean is gone. So I let you live. But if Dean was there, man.
Dean would have just heard the word long and wild out. All right. Look, I'm on the fence about this. I'm really like 50-50. Like, again, I literally just said Kendrick, you know what I mean? Like putting a pause on shit. You know what I mean? Planning out whatever he's doing, or maybe he just lost interest. I don't know. But, like a lot of people will definitely like naturally they're gonna look at him and be like, "Yo, this is Kendrick's fault. Like we had a good thing going, we had a good battle cooking, and Kendrick just went radio silent." How will this affect Kendrick? Here's the thing. I don't think this will. Whatever happens here, however it unfolds, I don't think this will affect anybody one way or another too drastically. You know what I mean? I think, you know what I mean, the Kendrick fans, me included, we're pretty much locked in. You know what I mean? If he comes back with another album and we feel like the creativity is there, the musicality is there, you know, maybe a little experimentation, the bars is there, like we're gonna tap in, we're gonna love it. You know what I mean? Will we take points off for not responding to Drake if he never responds to Drake? It might be a point off, but like as a Kendrick fan, there's so many points that he has stacked up already, that if he loses that point, well then he loses that point. To the casual, the more casual fan, or somebody that's not a Kendrick fan, yeah, they're gonna cook him till the end of time. You know what I mean? Probably. But here's the thing also is that, you know what I mean, 2024, 50 years in, like what's really at stake with a battle, honestly? You know what I mean? Like for us who came from, you know what I mean, LL and Kool Mo D, you know what I mean, KRS and MC Shan, Biggie and Tupac, Jay-Z and Nas, like we come from that era, so obviously there's gonna be bragging rights to us. But like in 2024, what are the bragging rights? What are the bragging rights? The bragging rights are, you know what I mean, if you're a Drake fan, the bragging rights are, you know, the chart placements, the number ones, you know what I mean? Being in the same conversations with Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson. If you're a Kendrick fan, the bragging rights are, look at the discography he has. You know what I mean? The breadth of creativity that he has put out there. You know what I mean? So in terms of like being the number one MC in 2024 to like the younger demographic, the stakes aren't as high as they used to be. And so that's why, like, I think at the end of the day, people are excited, but like,
I got a question.
Nah, I just think we, like, to us it means a lot, but I think to a certain demographic, they're just gonna move on from this. Honestly.
So, Sid, are you saying that Kendrick is the best of a watered down and weak era?
Watered down in what sense? In like the competitive
You said there's no
sense?
stakes. If there's no stakes, that means there's no comp. It's watered down out here.
No, what I'm saying is that let's say 25, 30 years ago, being the best MC meant like that coronation meant something within the culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't mean as much now.
And who's the one acting like it doesn't mean anything right now, Sam? Who's the one acting like being a bit? Who's of the people? Because you mentioned this Taylor Swift, Michael Jackson mess. Who's acting like being the best MC doesn't matter right now in this situation?
Marco's trying to look out for you, Sid.
Because this is starting to sound like one long concession speech, Sin. I'm gonna be honest with you. You starting to sound like Al Gore
it's
right
a
now.
watered down era,
you know what
and
I mean?
being the best used to mean something. So if it don't mean shit, that means that the era's watered down. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying. Look, I'm just saying that there's.
And how do you prove that you're the best?
I'm saying there's different criteria. Like, again, I'm looking at a different audience. You know what I mean? A different demographic.
Sin, you were the audience that I thought cared about this stuff. This is why this sounds so crazy to me right now. Because you're the audience that's supposed to care.
I'm not speaking for me. I already spoke for myself. I already spoke for myself. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I will.
2 3s. It sounds crazy right now, man.
I'm gonna take the necessary points away from Kendrick if he fails to respond. He will lose those points. But I personally have already stacked so many points in his favor that ultimately it's not it's not gonna matter to me as much. You know what I mean?
know,
But I will take those points away. But what I'm saying is that the younger generation, and that and I'm getting this from all of these different conversations that I've had from either people of the younger generation or people that have like younger children, younger nephews, whatever the case may be. They're not looking at this battle as some type of high stakes. They're just not. You know what I mean? Like to them, it's like, yo, like what are they doing? Just put out music. Just put out music. That's really, at the end of the day, that's all they care about. You know what I mean?
So
like,
again, if it don't mean nothing, that means that he's the best of a watered down era.
I'm not. And the thing is,
watered down in the sense of competitiveness. Yes,
this is what I don't understand.
In the sense of, but we've already talked about this, though. We've already talked about how everybody has their own lanes and their own niches and their own corners.
I feel like you saying this, but if Kendrick would have came outside and he would have wilded up Drake, you'd have been chest thumping.
Come on.
We wouldn't have been able to get one word in on the pod. It would have been a sincere show.
Absolutely.
Right. Now this shit don't matter, Sin.
Again, I'm not
now the young crowd.
Now the rap stop caring about the young niggas.
Right.
I see what's going on.
What's going on here?
I see y'all trying to spin it.
I'm just trying to.
I know y'all trying to conspire against.
This how you sound.
Y'all don't like me making valid points. I see it. I understand.
It's not that.
But I already spoke for myself.
It's not that, bro.
It's not, bro.
I spoke for myself. But Jav asked me how I think Kendrick is going to be looked at, and I'm saying from us, he's going to be looked at kind of, halfway sideways. But from
halfway,
you know what I mean? All right, full way sideways. We're gonna look at him sideways. If he doesn't respond, that's still an if. We don't know.
Right.
But I'm saying, in terms of like the younger generation of rap fans, they might not put as much weight on this as we are. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Right. We got a few super chats to get to.
What's the
vibe? Yeah, I mean, let's read those here. Let's give some a break. Mad Max is a super chat, says Drake wrote for Dre. Laughing my ass off. He been outside. That's why him and Doc got smoked. Dre mad. He threw the golden child out and didn't get the bag off of him. So he used Doc to slander the GOAT hybrid in hip hop history. Wow. Mad Max.
Conspiracy Max.
Mad Max again says, hold up, that beef drying up. Pause, Sin. What? This is why we have the word smoke. Say smoke clearing up next time. Please, gang. Jesus. Mad Max again. Mad Max again. What's at stake? This legacy defined in Dot. Don't fight back. Drake now clears 50 all time and is debatable top 20 MC. If Drake wins, Mos Def can't ever speak on him
Mad
again.
Max, hold on. I got a link for you. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
You typing it in the chat?
I'm putting it in the chat right now. Hold on. Damn it. All right, there it goes. Yo, this is Mad Max. This comment has failed to post to the Rap Round. It didn't post it. It's a link to Grammarly, bro.
Wow.
Grammarly.com.
He's excited when he's typing.
Come on, Max.
Mad Max with a super chat says, if Dot wins, he justified his 2 spot. Hell, he'd be the casual GOAT if he don't do this. He's a disgrace of all time. No one respect him. He's just a cloud chasing artsy fartsy rapper. And two threes with a super chat says Drake doesn't reply scared, shook to death. Kendrick don't reply. What's the battle mean really? Exactly. You fucking Kendrick fans are full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got like I said, you know what? Now last week I was getting at Mason Diddy for these rules. Now I gotta get at Sin. Like you all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like Sincere's biases leaking through pause yet again. You know what I'm saying? You picking and choosing with shit matter. Now I'm asking you said it's a watered down period. Now I'm saying so Kendrick the best of a watered down period.
Those were my words.
You said.
You put those words in my mouth.
See, you said it's a watered down period. That's what you said.
I never used the words watered down.
You said the stakes. You said the stakes don't mean as much. Being the best don't mean as much.
Younger generation.
So why is
And
that?
we've talked about this.
But why is
We've
that?
talked about
Crazy.
this. I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
I never thought the day would
Yeah.
come with quote young niggas. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, I've had a lot of conversations in the past
Oh.
several weeks.
Oh, okay. So the consensus of the young niggas is dictating that Kendrick don't look crazy.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
I'm not.
I
no,
got some
I'm
data. I got some data for you, Sin, while we're here. There's a tweet from @YoungDame. It's a graphic with Kendrick Lamar's picture, and it says this. Let me just read the whole thing before you respond. He says, Kendrick has not responded to Big Crit's diss track for 11 years. Kendrick has not responded to Lupe's diss track for 11 years. Kendrick has not responded to Hopspin's diss track for 11 years. Kendrick has not responded to Jay Electronica's diss for 8 years. Kendrick has not responded to Freddie Gibbs' diss track for 4 years. And once again in 2024 by not responding to Drake. That's what's going on here. The boogeyman don't fight.
Who?
All right. All those names you mentioned before Drake.
Here we go.
Are they really in the same arena? Are they in the same arena?
This guy got an
Drake?
excuse
Lupe?
for everything.
Is Lupe? Lupe's in the same. We've talked about this. Lupe's not in the. We just talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
And I
said Lupe is not really somebody that anybody needs to jump out the window to respond to.
Everybody hit the like button.
They should know better, actually.
When he was
should know
on
better.
stage, when he was on stage and poking his chest out, and he was saying how, you know what I mean, like, I'll get in the ring with anybody. Like, I'm an MC, I'm an MC's MC. And we were all here. We were all in agreement. So don't do it now. We were all in agreement. Like, does anybody really care about Lupe in the game right now? Were we not all in agreement?
What about Big Crit?
Hold on, no. Answer that. No.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with him not responding? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has a history. He has a history
of not
responding.
Is in. I see the fix is in already.
Lupe dissed him in 2013.
Y'all not letting me finish.
All right, my fault.
All agree that we don't really care about what Lupe has to say in battle wise.
Can I go?
Go ahead.
That was after the Control verse, though. That's 11 years ago. If we did agree, because I think Lupe is a better rapper than Kendrick. If we did agree about it, then we agreed about it in 2024. He don't need to worry about Lupe. But
so in 2013,
Kendrick one album in was better than Lupe.
We cared about Lupe. We cared about Lupe in 2013.
Absolutely.
Time out.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
I'm confused.
Stop lying.
You see what Sid is doing? Sid trying to cause a distraction. We not talking about who cares. We talk about your favorite rapper's history of not responding to niggas.
Right.
He run around. He run around here like he the toughest.
He run around like he Pac.
Like he Pac. Like he the toughest nigga.
They're not in the same.
And the whole
arena,
time,
which is what I'm saying. The only person that was in the arena with Kendrick. All right, let me get this out. The only person that was in the arena with Kendrick was Drake and possibly Cole.
Right.
Cole shot at him and then rescinded, so he's out of the picture. Drake is the only one that's in that same arena with Kendrick that has actually shot twice. One of them, you know what I mean, is off in the ether somewhere. We don't know where it exists anymore, right? But there's still that one record that's still in existence on the streaming platforms that Kendrick has yet to respond to. So what I'm saying is that this is the crossroads. This is the fork in the road in terms of how we're going to look at Kendrick moving forward. Big Crit, Lupe.
Big Crit, he named them on his song.
You know, I've been trying to.
Bro, these are all guys that were not in the same arena, bro. Drake is the only one that's in the same arena.
Just control your emotions for a second. All I'm saying is your man don't fight. He pop mad shit. Then when niggas get in the ring with him, he go hiding. He all of a sudden it's zen when it's time to scrap. You know what I'm saying? That's what we saying. You talking about arenas and weight classes. Your man be jumping out the window talking the most shit. The nigga be out the car like Pac, spitting at niggas, all that shit. doing the most. And then when niggas want the fame, we can't find a nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
That's what the tweet said. The nigga ain't fight nobody.
So now you
Y'all
got
talk mad shit about Drake, and that's not Drake. Not my man's, but at least we know Drake will give you the fame. Drake gonna lose a fight, but he gonna fight.
when
Where your man at?
When Button made like what 6 diss tracks at Eminem and Eminem didn't respond.
Oh, now we talking about M. We care about what
I'm just saying it's the same.
Emma Buster.
Is that a red herring that I just seen thrown? What is going on right
dynamic.
now?
All right, by the laws of same energy, Emma's a sucker for not getting in the ring with Joe Button. But shit, nigga, Drake responded to Button too. He threw a few strays at Button. Drake talked to everybody. Where your man at? We can't keep giving this nigga all this Pulitzer praise and all this tough guy energy, but there's no actual
nobody. Hold on.
The boogeyman.
Nobody at this table has ever talked about the Pulitzer. Let's just keep that.
I bring it up all the time, you know that, and I be giving it to the wrong album.
I'm just saying the Pulitzer is
we don't care.
Here. Like we don't put no weight on the Pulitzer.
Okay.
The white folks over there. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. All I'm saying is he got to come outside. You know what I'm saying?
Hudson see it. They jumping me. He sees it.
And I'm not even. We jumping Kendrick, not you. You know what I'm saying? We jumping
Hudson.
Kendrick.
You jumping me by proxy.
We jumping Kendrick, but it's just I agree. We cannot give this man. It's starting to mirror like how Eminem for the longest time people was like, oh, don't diss Eminem. He gonna destroy you, bro. And then you like 10, 15 years in, you look at it, you like Eminem's never battled anybody but Benzino and Ja Rule, bro. Why are we looking at this dude like he's some sort of like monster? Kendrick is starting to get like that, where it's like I heard the boogeyman shit, and I heard, oh, we better worry when Kendrick come outside, it's on, nigga. But I'm starting to look at it, and I'm like, wait a second, you're right. Because you're very sly. We looking at Kendrick through a 2024 lens. Of course, he don't have no business with none of these niggas in 2024 after he had the career that he's had, right? But in 2013, Crit dissed him after he mentioned him on Control. You know what I'm saying? Lupe, listen, this was the time when Kendrick first came out. There was a whole big thing I remember because Hot 97 interviewed Lupe. Peter Rosenberg went back and forth about Lupe and Kendrick thing. It was a thing at this time. So it's a little suspect that homie has never jumped outside ever.
Okay, the bit
until a new album is coming.
In 2013, I'll give you the big Crit argument. I'm still not conceding on the Lupe argument because Lupe dropped Food and Liquor in what was that? 05, 06?
06. The Cool in 07.
The Cool in 07.
Mm-hmm. Then he had Lasers in like 2011.
And then Lasers happened, and then nobody cared about Lupe ever again. Not in the in the public eye, like in terms of like being in the game. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? That Lasers album left pause preemptively, but it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Like people were not checking.
Honestly,
Deanie notwithstanding, Deanie for whatever reason loves that album. But
honestly, bro, Drake is who you think Kendrick is when it comes to this rap shit, bro. That's what it's looking like.
Could Kendrick go ball for ball with Common? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
So anyway, but let me go back to the big Crit. Wait, I'll come back. Let me go back to the big Crit argument. I'll give you the big Crit argument. Maybe you should have responded to big Crit. But here's my retort to that.
Okay.
If he starts getting in a squabble with the likes of Big Crit, do we get to Pimp a Butterfly? Do we get that album? Like if he, you know what I mean? Because this is how I look back on it. 2013 to 2015 is a hop, skip, and a jump. You know what I mean? If he starts getting in the squabble with everybody that responds to him, and he starts putting all of his energy into all of these menial rap beefs, that's at the end of the day not
This
going to mean
spin
anything.
is
But
insane.
didn't To Pimp a Butterfly
That's-
drop in 2015? So called
That's
one
what
of
I'm
the best
saying.
albums ever.
Right.
He's saying that if he would have wasted his
does that
time on
album
Crit, we'd have never
happen?
got To Pimp a Butterfly.
Wow.
Which is an insane spin. And now the nigga can't multitask.
Yo, you are like Barry Sanders tonight with the juke moves and the spins. What is going on?
I'm just saying that album is a big undertaking. You know what I mean? It requires laser focus.
But see, this is yo, what's fucked up?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right. You know what? Let's chill. Because you know what's
trying.
funny? Niggas don't realize the kind of conversation we have
That
right
we
now.
all right.
They think we dead ass. So let me go chill. This conversation has been
one of the best conversations.
It's been satire. It's been satire for like the last 20 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, basically.
All right, let me see. We got a few super chats to get to. We start here. Tracy G. I agree. Barbecue
Tune
Candy,
in
Cloud
for Kendrick's
chasing.
response.
Yeah. Cloud chasing prove Cole and Drizzy right. Can't look at Kenny the same. Damn. Sean Carter. Hope.
Jay in the comments. We already had LL Cool J. Now we got Jay, bro.
It's ultra biased. What's new? Mad Max to the super chat. Crit dissed him after Kendrick called his name out. LOL. He called Meek name too, and Meek has a freestyle. He never responded. Is it how much a dollar costs or how much a duck worth? Wow.
Ooh.
Bars.
Ooh.
Bars.
Max. Yo, Max.
Rafael Rodriguez says Meek was not in Drake's
like,
weight class, but we gave him credit for taking him out. We can't be making exceptions for K Dot, and I'm a Kendrick fan. Yup, talk. Miss LB off the top rope looks like Pipsqueak really piped down. Damn,
damn, Kenny.
Damn.
Kendrick, we need ya.
R. Christelle says, does he think Kendrick better than Lou? Is the real question. I think he does.
He absolutely
does.
Do
you think he?
Yes. No, okay. Absolutely. Yes.
I think it's like we're at the rap round table. We're in the middle. Me and Deanie think Lupe is like one of the greatest niggas ever. I think Job thinks he's a little overcomplicated. We all know Lupe is a shogun in rap. Nobody's calling. Even when Sin says nobody cares, Sin knows how nice Lupe is. That's why we're saying the whole conversation is satire, guys. We're fans in this conversation, guys.
I think Lupe is one of the best Street Fighter players known to man. That's all I got.
Look, I'm gonna stay on this hill.
No Tekken?
Kendrick snatched Lupe's career from under him. That happened. What we thought Lupe was going to be, Kendrick ended up being. Because at the end of the day, he just look again. I love Food and Liquor, and the Cool is dope. But Kendrick just made better music. And he didn't have to, you know what I mean? He didn't have to dumb down his lyrics to do it. So, yeah, Kendrick is better. And every time that Lupe comes out and says something against Kendrick, I'm always going to look at it that way. I'm like, Lupe just mad that Kendrick took his spot.
I think I'm gonna put up a poll for that and see. Yo, chat, should I put a poll up? Is Kendrick who's better, Kendrick or Lupe? Let me get
my Lupe vote in right now. Go ahead.
If I see 3 thumbs up right now, I'm doing the poll. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Do we need to do a poll? Kendrick or Lupe? Okay. We got a couple of super chats while populates. Rafael Rodriguez spins the block again. So we give Dot props for calling the artist out of control, but then those same artists diss him. He don't lose points for not responding. What's the logic, Sin?
He was busy.
Sin and Dave Free need to get in a meeting right now and figure this out.
He was busy. Yo, listen, if there's a job over there at PG Lang, holla at me. Let me know.
Sin acting like he not already signed. That's slick.
Send me the application, bro. But listen,
PG Sin.
Yeah.
I heard Sin was an A&R for fucking TDE before. You know what I mean?
He left him.
Kendrick was busy making some of the best albums of all time. That's what he was busy doing. Wow. Y'all want rap beef? Cool. I want rap beef too. But I'll definitely take To Pimp a Butterfly over any rap beef if he's busy doing that and he's locked away doing that. I'll take that.
Fair enough. We got another super chat to get to. I'll let y'all take care of that while I put this poll together. Mace, you can read that for me, please.
My guy Curtis, what's going on, brother? You could call someone out and they shoot back, yet you fall back, you're suspect. Listen, Sin, everybody, and I wouldn't say that we have a great population of Drake fans here at the Rap Roundtable chat, but everyone is pretty much in agreement that Kendrick, how could you know what I mean, go into the middle of the bar, say, all drinks on me, and then the tab come and you know where to be fucking found, bro.
Nah, what he did was that shit where he was like, I'll beat everybody up in here that we can't find them.
Then you know what I mean?
He got an emergency phone call. He had to save hip hop. That's what happened.
Oh man.
Oh wow. Yeah, I respect Sin for having a response for everything. B. I don't even think I have this many responses for Hove where y'all jump Hove. You know what I mean? I end up jumping Hove with y'all.
We were like, fuck it, right?
Yo, Sin, you can take that one.
Yo, if Dot drops his album next month and has an ether level diss on it, all is forgiven. Until then, I'm cool on Kendrick.
Mike H, what up, homie?
Not mad at that, Mike H. Shout out to you, man. Not mad at that. Listen, I understand. We need a response. We do. Sean Carter,
love. Sean Carter, the Jigger man himself. Love what y'all doing. Rock La Familia. Appreciate it, brother.
You know what I mean? I wonder if that's Leroy under a new name since he can't actually hang out with us anymore.
Leroy, we won't tell, Leroy.
Ian, much love, Ian. You know what I mean?
Ian, day one.
Ian, what's good, man? Appreciate it, brother.
What's going on, man?
Yeah,
love you, bro. Yeah. Hope you good.
Max.
Man, Max,
he did. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Mace. I'm
sorry. He didn't dumb down. What was humble? Kendrick is the safe dark-skinned Negro for the industry, for the dark-skinned contingent.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, Max.
What is happening?
Wow. Nah, one day.
You call Kendrick are you calling him a DEI in our chat, brother? What's going on?
He called him the safe brother for them.
That's
crazy.
That's crazy, Max. You go listen. Max might be ghostwriting them OVO disses, man. I might have to go to the captain and see, bro.
Yo, before we move on to our next segment, this was fun. You know what I mean? We had to have a little fun with the topic and shit. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all hit the like button, run the comments up like y'all been doing in the chat. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We at 16.3K. We're trying to get to 16.4K and eventually 20,000 subs. And with your help, we can do that. Also, for everybody who's in the chat right now, episode 96 drops tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Make sure you're there. We're doing the top 5 rapper producer duos. We also give our takes on we keep talking about the beef, but we discuss whether we're tired of it or not. So make sure y'all pull in for that. Those are the 2 heavyweight topics of the other episode. We got a few more other topics, but those are the crux of the episode. Top 5 rapper producer duo. Are we tired of the beef? Make sure y'all pull in. We got a special guest as well. So make sure y'all pull in and lock in with us for episode 96. Thanks. But to the next topic at hand, Mesito, we coming to you. This is almost like the rap business segment, you know what I'm saying? Are we doing industry or we doing young rap? We doing industry right now. So a quick backstory about this question here is rap losing profitability. I saw that JT or her team put out that tweet about how to properly stream her new record, Okay. And it read it in a way where it felt like she was giving away secrets that she wasn't supposed to give away as to how streaming works and how she can most benefit from how the fans stream the record. So if an artist has to take this approach where she's giving away industry secrets, it looks like, is rap beyond the heavyweights for all the people who are mid-card and lower card? Is rap still a feasible and profitable business for these artists?
Is rap still a profitable business? That's a good question, Joe, because, you spoke about that. You spoke about JT putting up, the rules. Once upon a time, that's what artists were trying to do to stop hip-hop artists. If you remember, that's what Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, that was their trick to try to get the Box out of the #1 spot when the Box in 2018 was the #1 record. So it's kind of strange seeing it twisted to where now the pop stars aren't doing it, the rap stars are doing it. You know what I mean? So it is a microcosm of what's going on in the industry, Joe. Absolutely. If you look at the market share of rap, with rap controlled 2018, 2019-ish compared to now, it's severely dropped. Now, when you speak about those type of tactics, that's not the first time. We know that's really like the Stan Wars type of thing, right? So Nicki fans do that, Cardi fans do that, Meg fans do that. That definitely wasn't supposed to get out into the ether. You know what I'm saying? It definitely wasn't supposed to be out here. But yeah, Job, I believe this is the time. You know, once upon a time, you know, Jadakiss and Styles speak about it. You pull up to the label, you get the $5 million advance. You good. You know what I mean? Not if you don't got to be a Biggie or Pac or Jay or Nas type status to have that. But if you're talking about, you know, how many more albums do we need to see come out and do 30K in the first week, 20K in the first week? Big artists, you know what I'm saying? For albums that we anticipated, for things that we were waiting on, right? So yeah, I think this is the era where rappers kind of need a plan B as well. They got to get out there. They got to make sure those shows are going great, because as far as the streaming, people are not making CD money. People are not making money off of music right now. You feel me? So yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? Be all competitive. Get that podcast going. Come through to the Rap Roundtable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being disrespectful when I say this. You need to diversify what you're doing these days. It can't just be you thinking you're gonna pull up and be a rapper and you're gonna be rich. Absolutely not, y'all.
What do you have to say about that?
When I first saw this this post on Twitter, this graphic, I looked at it kind of sideways, but then the more I thought about it, I'm not really mad at it, honestly. I mean, it's a lot of rules. It's a lot of rules. Let me just read some of these off, bro. For Spotify streaming, turn off shuffle and loop before playing. Stream on a playlist with 2 or 3 other filler songs between the song. Do not loop the song and put it on repeat. Streams will get filtered. Volume can be low, but do not mute the song. And it goes on and on. That's not even half the rules. Like as a listener, as a fan, I'm like, bro, what do you're giving me like an instruction manual to how to play and enjoy your song? Like, I just want to hear the song and feel the vibes and enjoy the shit. Like, I don't want to read all these fucking instructions. Get the fuck out of here. But then I look at it on the flip side of it, and from an artist standpoint, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at some of these breakdowns now. Spotify pays 0.0064 per stream. Amazon pays 0.00437 per stream, and that's on the dollar. You know what I mean? So that's like 100th of a cent per, not even 100th of a cent per stream. YouTube pays even less than that. Apple Music, like shockingly, pays the most. They at least pay like 200ths of a cent per stream. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
So it's like, when you look at these graphics, or it might be two whole cents. It might be 2 whole cents per stream. But when you look at these graphics and these breakdowns, it's like, damn, these artists really, like, the whole game is rigged against them, bro. Like, it really is. And so, like, looking at it from that angle, it's like, all right, if they have to figure out, because the game has already, it's rigged. The artists have already been gamed by the game. So if the artist can take some of that control back and figure out how to game the game back, I'm not going to be too mad about it. It looks a little crazy, you know what I mean? And it feels like, as a listener, I'm like, I don't want to have to follow rules to enjoy your music. But this is where we at. This is where we're at in 2024. This is where we're at in the industry and in the culture. And again, I wish this was not the case, but here we are. You know what I mean? So if they got to try to, you know, game the game, so be it.
I know when I was younger and you got that record deal, that was almost the equivalent of hitting the lottery. Like, automatically, it felt like, for a lot of artists, not many, we learned through over the years that in theory it's hitting the lottery, but you gotta maintain your stardom in order for it to continue to pay out. You know what I mean? I always think about that Dame Dash video he did, I think, with MTV, where he broke down what $1 million advance is really worth once you do the taxes, and then break down everything, everywhere the money got to go and everything like that. So we learned that it wasn't that much money, but it sure feels like it sure feels like today that $1 million is worth even less. And I'm just using that as an example. Like it seems with the way streaming is breaking down the numbers, and Mace, did a hell of a job late last year breaking that down. It almost feels like becoming a rapper, unless you're like a mega star or you have your little baby moment where it's like for a year and a half, you're the biggest act in the world and you cash out during that time, you go on tours, you get your show money, etc., etc. It almost feels like becoming a rapper is just not the same. It almost feels like being a rapper is like having a very popular day job now. Like it feels like work. Whereas before you were, you get the celebrity and you get to do what you want. You got to do mad work as a rapper now to maintain stability. You got to have your social media team. If you're not running your socials yourself, you got to have a strong social media team. You got to be present every day. Unless you're a Cardi B where you can show up on Instagram and do a live when your new music is coming out and then disappear again. If you're a young and up-and-coming act, you got to be on there every day. If you want that 360 deal, you got to be at every show, every festival. You got to be at every festival. Because the thing is, that 360 is really what fucked the game up. It feel like,
right?
Because before, if you were Smiles on South Star and you didn't have a 360, you could go and do shows for 20 racks and just perform that one. Tell me what's going on, whatever the name of that record was, and you could be set for life. Fucking Peter Guns and them niggas go perform Uptown Baby and be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real quick aside, you know what? I feel a way about that song music video because I've been seeing the video a lot on MTV Jams. They made the song talking about the Bronx and they shot the video in Shea Stadium. And me as a kid,
I remember
didn't
that.
know it was Shea Stadium. Me as an adult, it's like I can't take this video seriously now because it's in Shea Stadium. But back on the topic, you know what I mean? It just feels like if you're not doing these things and you don't have a big budget, you don't have Apple Music or Spotify behind you to position you to make sure that you're seen on a high level. If you don't have somebody in the shadows, like what's homie name that's behind 4 Bats to Sexy Red Mace?
Larry Jackson.
If you don't have a person like that behind you to put you in position, put you next to the biggest artists in the world, if you're not an industry plant, like they saying, and based on the evidence, Ice Spice might be, if you get a deal, that just means you got a job. You're not, you know what I mean? Like you're not, it don't hit the same. It feel like rapping is just not, it's not paying out the way it used to. It's like you instead of hitting the lottery, you hitting a little scratch off to me, Mace. Maybe I'm reaching when I say that, but it just doesn't seem like rap is a sustainable career path for young people in 2024.
And you cooking, Joe. You mentioned the 360. We cannot mention that enough, right? Because that's why you see Ice Spice on the shop, right? You see Megan Thee Stallion with Nike and with Planet Fitness and this and that. The label is getting them that, and the label is taking a piece of that. You know what I mean? So once upon a time, you seen a rapper in a Sprite commercial. You seen Ice Cube in a St. Ives commercial. That was his check. That was their check. And the manager's 10%. But nowadays, the artists look like they everywhere. The artists look like they doing everything. But it's like Job said, you have to do everything. You know what I'm saying? So these $1 million, and what the $1 million is, right? The $1 million is a bank loan. The $5 million is a bank loan. So like Sin says, they paying you on pennies for each stream. It take you 1,500 streams to equal one sale, and then you got to go platinum to spin back that $1 million. The game is really rigged when you think about each level where it's just going up against the artist and how they can't win. You know what I'm saying? Of course, a young person, this is why we going back to getting so many young artists. You know what I mean? Why you getting them 15 and them 16-year-old artists a lot more often nowadays? How many, other than Griselda, we all love Griselda in the underground movement, but when you look for the rest of the game, when's the last time you seen a dude in their mid-20s come out? You know what I mean? It's these young people because they getting you early, they trapping you with these deals. And you know what I'm saying? You cook. You think Jack Harlow is everywhere right now, right? But then Jack Harlow comes out and does 45K. You think that's not paid for by the record label? You think Jack Harlow is really making all the money off of what's really going on? It's really a crazy game when you think about it all the way.
Yeah, and then it's like I see Marcos talking about Drake's deal, and I know they was talking about it on Joe Budden. As far as like the $400 million, the $500 million Apple deal. But I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, we talked about that late last year too. Whereas Drake has to work for his money. Drake, because to me, I'll say this, and I think I might have mentioned this before. Why isn't Drake in those billionaire conversations like a Kanye or a Jay-Z or Rihanna? His success screams that he should be a mogul. Like after all these years, Drake is still viewed. Again, forgive my ignorance. This is not me slandering Drake. Maybe he is a mogul, and I gotta do the knowledge. But generally speaking, Drake is not reported as a mogul. He is reported as an artist, and it's like, how is that the case that he's doing all this touring, putting out all this music because he has to pay back the money? It doesn't seem like it. I don't. Am I wrong, Mace? Is Drake a boss? It doesn't feel like he's a boss in the sense of a Jay-Z or a Kanye or a Dr. Dre. And his career says that he should be 15, 16 years in.
I agree with you, especially, and I think I'm not saying he isn't a mogul, because to show you how crazy all of this shit is wrapped up all together. I was looking at the Dear Mama documentary that just recently got dropped. And Drake apparently was an executive producer on that. You know what I mean? So I think he does a lot of things that might be away from music,
on the TV
behind the
side,
scenes.
Top
you know
Boy,
what I
he's
mean?
into that. And
Top Boy, right.
What's the joint on HBO as well with the teenagers, like the sex?
Oh, Euphoria, right?
Euphoria, you know what I mean?
So he does have his name attached to a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I agree with you on there's not that big, Dean's not here, so we can say the big splash pause of a deal, right? There's not the Ciroc deal or the you know what I'm saying?
OVO,
or
the label
Rock
don't
Nation.
even seem that powerful.
It seems like a boutique label, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, when there's Division, there's Roy Woods, there's a couple people, but it's there's no Kanye. So I think
time out.
What's the word?
Rory's group is signed to OVO.
I believe he used to be OVO. Yeah, if he's not still, he was at one time. Maybe he went to Rory. I don't know about that, but you know what I mean. That's OVO. That show you how it's all tied up.
That makes the JBP breakup look real funny, don't it?
Listen, and we all know who knew the bars to push ups first. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, I digress.
You know what I mean? Shout out
to I just want to say, if I would have made the same point that Jarv just made, I would have been called the Drake hater and the Kendrick stan.
You don't have the equity to talk about Drake that way.
Because Jarv said it, Mason's like, yeah, no, I agree.
But here's the deal. If I said that about Nas, you would say I'm a Nas hater. It's the same thing.
You know what I mean? And if he'd have said it about, you know what I mean, it all works, in different ways. I'll be arguing with you guys soon. That's what I said. I said, wait for the Kendrick this comes out and it's fire. Then y'all gonna see me get jumped. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna go. You know what I mean?
But the way the industry is shaping up right now is like, this is not the get out the hood card. That's why I was like, now when artists are getting caught up in their hood or rest in peace, they're losing their life, is because their life ain't changing how it used to change back in the day, unless you go fully independent. Remember back in the day, the distribution deal was the real lottery ticket. They ain't giving those out no more. So it's like, what is it? Like, all right, Mace, maybe you know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I ask anyway, because maybe you do know, because I know I don't know. What is the deal that an artist can get today that is the life-changing deal? If it's not the distribution deal, if Mace is a rapper and he's a manager and he's managing Sin, what is the deal you're trying to get Sin to secure his future?
I'm telling Sin to stay independent, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. And run it up until you can go to the labels and demand a certain type of deal. Demand the 50-50 profit share. Demand, you know what I mean? I want to own my masters. To be honest with you, an artist coming into the game now, you know what I mean? You can see it, because as soon as Westside and them got with Eminem, as soon as they was able to get away, they got away. So if you're going to use a label, sign you a 1 or 2 album deal these days, get you the notoriety of being next to the Drakes and the Kendricks and the Coles, and then go back to being independent. If you ask me, that's the advice I would give a new artist coming into the game.
Because let's be honest, even in the most lucrative heyday of
partnership
hip-hop,
deal, right, guys?
You know what I mean? We still had stories of artists getting on, thinking they were set for life, and then they wind up back in the hood, and it's still in the hood to this day. You know what I mean? So you fast forward that to today, it's like astronomically worse today. Like exponentially worse. So, yeah, man.
And then it's like, now we talking about, whereas a star might break through to me, a star breaking through 10 years ago had more impact than a star going, quote, viral. Now, it feels like viral is not sustainable. You can have your breakthrough. Like, to me, it's more and more, like, for instance, it's looking like Little Baby didn't break through. He went viral. And it's like now he can't land. Whereas I think Gunna broke through and he has a locked-in base, them who are gonna fuck with him regardless. And we seen a difference in their career paths based on how they broke through and the kind of control they have over their music. What I was gonna ask you, Mace, is it better to just stay independent and just have a, like, you see it like there's a Rock Nation? I'm sure there's other powerful management firms out there. Is it better to stay indie and just have a powerful team like a Rock Nation or a powerful group behind you on the management side?
1,000%. Whether it be them, whether it be 100K management. I know they deal with a lot of artists. Whether it be QC, even they manage like Cardi. She's not on QC. They manage her career, right? So I do think that would be better. And listen, if you are an artist and you're not coming up as some sort of one-hit wonder, if you got a base, if you got a few fans already, you have people that are willing to spend money to hear you and to see you in 2024. Nah, man, stay independent. Wait until you are somebody of such stature that you can walk into the building and they're begging you just to be with them, and you can dictate things on your terms. You know what I mean? Because even nowadays, Jarv, I'm glad you mentioned Lil Baby. We talking about his Rap Losing Profitability. Lil Baby couldn't fill out a tour. Lil Durk couldn't fill out a tour. You got the Future in Metro tour out right now. They're only 43% capacity right now on the sales, and that's Future and Metro, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we watching the biggest artists right now, right? Drake and Kendrick, what they making fun of each other. Top said drop and give me 50. They making fun of each other for their deals, and they the rich artists. They the main dudes. You know what I'm saying? And people saying, "Yo, Drake, shut up. 3 people own your career." You know what I'm saying? Jay Prince and Birdman and these people. So it's like you're watching right now. Even the dudes who should be billionaires, like you said, y'all. You know what I mean? They're making fun of each other about their deals. So why would you even want to deal with that in 2024 when you have the knowledge, when you have the game? You know what I mean? Artists and people are so much more accessible with social media. You can get to these people and you can have them, you can promote in different ways immensely in 2024. So it's like the label is not the end all be all. The payola, the radio, that's not the end all be all. You know what I mean? So if you ask me, nah, I wouldn't walk into a record label as a new artist, a 19-year-old that just got one hot song and ask the label to give me $3 million back that I'm gonna have to, pay back with interest soon. You feel me?
That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. We got another segment to get to here, but before we do that, let me read a couple of these super chats that I saw earlier. Art Christel with another super chat says, I think Kendrick would have ducked Royce at this point. Mad Max with another super chat. He didn't dumb down, was humble. Kendrick is a safe. Oh, yeah, I read, read that one already. Yeah. Irregular with a super chat.
He cooked with that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he did. Does it really matter? Kanye the GOAT. Who's such a Ye in the verses? I can't even think of a Drake line. K-Dot got to respond, or was J. Cole 2.0. Irregular shooting at everybody. Oof. Mad Max spinning the block once again. I wish I wouldn't have Drake say your pants might rip bar. He needs to call me like Big called the locks up for the Outlaws. That Max in his bag, bro.
Max on timing today, bro. Ghostwriter Max.
To this next topic here. Are we still mad at J. Cole? I'm going to put up another poll. I'm going to ask the chat as well. But, it's been about, I want to say, three weeks or so since Dreamville Festgate. Have tempers cooled off? Are we still angry at Cole? Are we excited about the fall off again? Where are we at with J. Cole right this second? Sincere.
I'm half and half with Cole right now. I'm still all right. Let me start with the positive. Seeing as how everything transpired, seeing the way everything transpired, I understand what Cole did. I mean, 48 hours after dropping the record. I still don't understand the whole process going all the way up to the record. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of intel he might have got between Friday and Sunday that made him bow out. But seeing how it transpired and what everybody started doing, I'm
Real quick,
sure
Sin,
Cole was not. Yeah,
the chat believes that Lupe is better than Kendrick. Carry on.
they
Good
could
job,
believe what
chat.
they could all be wrong. I don't care.
Ah!
So yeah, no, I get where Cole was coming from. You know what I mean? But there's still everything that led up to that moment on stage at Dreamville Fest on that Sunday. And then there's still the 5 extra days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, before he finally took down the record. So both of those things ultimately outweigh any sort of any slack that I might cut him for at least understanding that he did not want to be in this arena, right? Seeing how dirty it got, mudslinging, the AI shit, all of that shit. You know what I mean? So if that wasn't his bag, I totally understand that. So, maybe he did the right thing by bowing out for himself. But there's still everything that led up to the record and the 5 extra days that the record stayed up while simultaneously claiming that he could not sleep for 2 days of the record being up, but could sleep just apparently had no problem sleeping for an extra 5 days trying to get the #1 spot on Billboard. Nah, I'm still good on Cole, bro. I'm still good. I'm not, and I haven't gone back to that project again. Not a single one time. So I'm still good on Cole, bro. I'm sorry.
Talk to me, bro.
Cole is the reason, I'd be secretly thinking Kenny got some sort of atom bomb in the studio, bro, because I've never seen no shit like this. And to this day, I'm perplexed as to how Kenny still haven't said anything. So, like, you know what I mean? He still wouldn't have said nothing by now. Nobody would have even been remembering this 7-minute drill by this time. So, yes, I'm still mad at Cole, bro. Like, I'm gonna listen to the fall off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so beholden to some sort of, fandom that I'm not gonna listen to everybody here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna listen to Drake, Kendrick, Cole. I'm listening to everybody new shit when it drop. You know what I mean? That's point blank period. But as far as just a rap fan, I'm still mad at him, bro. I still look at him crazy, and it's because of the potential he got. Nobody would have cared if 6ix9ine said, "I'm not dissing nobody tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? But Cole, like, you would a nigga, like, it's just it's so disappointing, man. It's even if he came back outside, right? Because I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, his way to get back is to come outside and get at Kanye and light him up," which I hope he does. You know what I'm saying? But there's no coming back from this on a legacy play. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Right.
Kendrick, even with the whole thing, Kendrick came outside first with Like That, right? Like That is a classic record. Like That, I think more than one of us can attest to the fact that outside Like That still goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was witness to it. You know what I'm saying? Deanie, you're gonna have to get jump in the chat about this one. But Cole, I just is a certain level of distaste, of disgust that I feel when I even think about him right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It might have to. I don't care how hot the next project is. It's still going to take a little while. Maybe the beef between Drake and Kenny needs to conclude for me to just rid it of my mind. But right now, yeah, bro, I'm still disappointed. I'm still mad. I'm still going to clown him on social media. I'm still going, jump in Team Dreamville's replies and say where your man's at. I'm gonna still do all that. Very disappointed.
I don't know what Marcos is talking about. He says, "Come on, Job, I see you." I don't know what you mean by that, Marcos. You have to explain.
Marcos, what are you doing, man?
It's like I'm disappointed in his action. Like that right there, unforgivable. I'm very curious to see how the people respond to how they rush the fall off now, because I think he really kneecapped himself with that situation. I could be super wrong. Yeah, and that's fine. Like again, like we're not in this to be 100% right. It's just opinions and points of views. But I believe that he kneecapped himself. And just I know it's people have visceral responses in real time. So I think some of what happened with Mike Delete later and how quickly it disappeared from the lexicon, how it statistically fell off, it was the visceral reaction of what he did in real time in front of his fans. He couldn't even get the sympathy play because he didn't do it. It ain't like he went to Canada or he was in LA and he bugged out, and then the whole of North Carolina could say, "We got you, Cole. You did it in front of your people." So from that perspective, it's tough and it's very disappointing. And I'm curious and concerned about how he goes forward after this, because this was a mistake. The fact that he's gone radio silent in the week since, not a video. He ain't even checked the temperature with another little new teaser for some new raps, or you know what I mean? Or he don't really do social media, so I don't know how he would have popped out, but he could have popped out on somebody's platform, did a quick interview or a quick IG live or something. He's gone silent. And as we know from following media, when a person of prominence goes radio silent after a catastrophic or a controversial event, that's phase one of damage control. You disappear. You get out of the people's sight so that they can begin to forget about you before you resurface later. And if you tell me if he's that quiet, that means that Team J. Cole realized that there was a humongous mistake made at Dreamville Fest. Point blank, period. So I'm disappointed. But I'm not going to lie to y'all and say that if he was to come outside and tell Kanye to fuck out of here, or have a change of heart and start wilding on Aubrey because Aubrey kind of sunned him on push-ups, I'm not going to lie, like I wouldn't be frontline excited to see him come back outside, because who doesn't love a comeback story? You know what I'm saying? He played himself. I think if I could psychoanalyze for a second, I do it all the time anyway. I don't even know why I'm asking. I think he overthought the situation. I think what we saw was a habitual overthinking in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
If he would have just pulled the song down the next morning, it didn't say a word, and then put out a little statement saying, you know what, I was bugging. That would have hit way better.
Right.
Or if he would have just let it stay there and let niggas call it whack and just get back to, if he says nothing and the song stays there, we're focusing on the fall off right now. We said what, because when it dropped, we said what we had to say about it, but we weren't mad at Cole. I know I was concerned because I said, if this is what it is, Kendrick is gonna get him out of there. But I wasn't mad at him. We gave him all his respect for coming outside. Like, this self-inflicted wound is so bad that it's like, to me, the only way he can survive this is coming back outside and telling Kanye you a false prophet again, or fighting against Drake, or making a record where he talks about the whole thing. Talk about everything. This is where I was at. This is why I did it. Like a little concept record, a la Last Real Nigga Alive, where he gives his point of view of the whole scenario and why I did what I did. Like this right here, I'm disappointed and I'm concerned about his career, because hip hop is not the genre to do what he did.
Right.
I don't know.
And just thinking about it now in the moment, like when you mentioned that, if he does do that type of song, like what Nas did after the Rockefeller beef, depending on how he executes it, he might gain some points. You know what I mean? He might get, you know what I mean? Like, if I could at least get a story, a narrative of what his thought process was like during those 48 hours. You know what I mean? That would be a dope concept for a song. And I would tune in. And if, depending on what he says, I'd be like, all right, man, I can kind of understand that.
Shit, name the song 48 hours. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Word.
Be fire. We giving out ideas here. You know what I mean? A&R Sin. Shit. But it's a tough spot.
Yeah, it is. And Jarv, if we gonna psychoanalyze him, let's keep going, bro. Like, this is a guy who when you run back the lyrics, he's the one that's always not only mentioned the big three, right? Not because everybody has said he's always mentioning the big three, but he's always mentioned that he's felt he was the third in the big three. You know what I mean? He's got bars about Kendrick and Drake being stars. He had the freestyle about the over the pipe down beat that he did over the Drake beat. You know what I mean? And he mentioned, being, third to these guys. So I wonder what's going through his mind right now, right? This is a guy who he just supported the tour with Drake, right? I don't want to call him the opener, but it was Drake's tour. You know what I mean? A co-tour, but it was Drake's tour. The Kendrick Cole album that was supposed to happen, I'm 1,000% sure that Kendrick would be the one to say no before Cole said no, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So it's almost like he's in this. He felt he was in this third place moment, and he always felt like even when he was next to one of those guys, he was looking as the second build guy. So it's like I think all of those emotions went into this diss track. It went into him wanting to get in this battle. It went into him overreacting to what most people felt like were side shots at him from Kendrick. You know what I mean? So thinking about where his mindset was there, what is it now? You know what I mean? Does he feel even more rejected? Does he even feel more, I'm not on these guys' level? Especially watching with those two now engaging each other and people just being like, Cole, you ain't shit, man. Fuck out of here. So I'm very interested in that. What you about to go with, y'all?
I think what we witnessed in real time was a man's insecurities getting the best of him, and by the time he realized that he was bugging, it was too late. And then on the flip side of that, I think he believed he had more cushion or more of a buffer to where he could look crazy in front of 52,000 people and be okay. I don't think he thought that. You know what's funny? He was so insecure that he didn't realize just how important or how impactful he was to the people that he was insecure about. Because whereas he was thinking, yeah, I'm in third place, I'm in third place, I'm in third place. In the conversations we be having, we've been saying Cole's better than the other two niggas. Even against Sin to agree that Cole was number one when Kendrick was inactive. And even when Kendrick came outside, we were still saying, but Cole, the way Cole is rapping right now, he's that nigga. I don't think Cole knew that people were looking at him that way as number one. I think he the whole time he was looking at himself as number three. The public was viewing him as number one. And then by the time he figured out that niggas thought he was number one, he already did the dumb shit on the stage. And by that point, it was too late. He didn't know that niggas really looked at him as number one. Maybe not the biggest star. He's number three as far as star power goes. But star power don't mean shit once we start lyrical warfare. It's about who the best. And niggas looked at him as the best.
He didn't even approach the record as someone that has listened to the conversations in the chatter that was going around in the space. He approached the record as if he was still in that third spot, right? Like, hands down. You know what I mean? Like, and there's so many angles. Like, if he just, I mean, not to say that J. Cole watches the Rap Roundtable, but he should. Maybe he should have. You know what I mean? If you listen to our conversations, like, there was so much ammo that he could have taken from our conversations to put in that song. Like, instead of going for, like, you know what I mean? Like, the Pepper Butterfly was whack. Bro, you disappeared for 5 years. You know what I mean? And I was holding it down for the spitters. That's the angle he should have took. That would have been an easy layup for him.
He didn't believe, though, Sam.
Right.
It didn't hit me until right now as we're talking about it. That nigga didn't believe. He didn't believe in himself.
He's a little brother.
And then he said,
most
niggas, when they don't believe in themselves, the first thing they do once they do something that they didn't believe in is they feel crazy. And they start like, why the fuck did I even do that? You know what I'm saying? If he believed that he was better than this guy, like the way Aubrey believes he's better, he'd have stayed outside. This is my man's. I don't think I'm better than him. I didn't even want to do this song. Ah, shit, I look stupid. Nobody thought you looked stupid. We just thought that you didn't do enough.
Right.
Like, right.
Right.
That's why it's like if the response would have been, "Wow, Kendrick really did that," he wouldn't have felt that way. Well, we made it worse as a culture by saying, "Bro, that's it." So we validated how he felt about himself.
We should have just shut the fuck up, y'all.
The rap roundtable psychoanalysis segment.
Hey man, we need more of those, man.
Fuck it.
That's a
Chat.
fact.
Let me see what the chat talking about with this polo real quick. Just for the sake of understanding. You know what I mean? Where we at right now? Oh well, see, there's some people who are not mad. The poll right now, we got 101 votes, and 55% of the votes are saying that they're not mad at Cole. So maybe we've all cooled off, or some of us have cooled off, and we can understand what it is. We got a special guest who's ready to join. Y'all got a couple minutes for that special guest, Sissy and Mace?
Whose music is that, man?
I don't know the music yet. Let me
look at the Titantron.
Let me share the link to get said music. You know what I mean? And then we gonna do that. I ain't want to put my brothers out there if they got moves to make it whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I can't just give. You know when you live in and you invite company over, then you don't tell the person you're living with you inviting company over and shit. I ain't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's really tricky.
We're a welcoming household here, man. You know what I mean?
Of course. You know what I mean? But it's like it's really tough to look at this situation because going silent, maybe in another month we won't give a fuck. Maybe if Kendrick comes outside, we'll forget. But I just don't know, bro. I think the people are so petty that as soon as he drops a new single and he say he the best just one time, the song cut off.
Cole?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear that no more. I'm still not trying to.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that meme.
Number
the
one
meme
talk.
with the nigga taking the headphones off.
I want to hear
Shit is tough, bro. I
feel back to folding clothes. Go back to what I mean.
Folding clothes. I'm weak.
For your eyes only. You know what I mean, go back to that type of vibe.
Right, because this is, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to. If there's nothing in your personal life that happened that you can come out and say, hey, you know what I mean? My cousin was in a car crash. I couldn't do it, guys. Kendrick is his favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? If there ain't no secret story that you pop out with and say, hey, this is the reason, then it's like your bread and butter is gone. You know what I mean? That's like when they took away the crossover, they said Iverson couldn't palm it no more. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, man, you took over that. The crossover was my move. Cole's lane is saying I'm the best. So it's like, damn. It's like, I don't want to hear about, premature ejaculation songs and folding clothes.
Come on, bro. But this is why I think the only way he could come back is by fighting back. He gotta fight. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not even us. We not sideline instigating. We just saying that you gotta scrap with these people. Like, there's no I forgive him. I understand. I'm not mad at bro anymore. But I'm disappointed because I feel like he put himself in jeopardy. He ruined his own career narrative, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me get the full person set up. Is that Lowkey's music?
Oh, Low, what up, my boy?
What up?
What's the vibe?
So, Lowkey, we had a specific topic for you that we wanted to get your opinion on. It was the opening segment where we were talking about the disses doing well for the business of rap. Like, did we need the disses to get the interest back in the genre, or nah? Long story short,
Nah, we never needed that.
okay.
We didn't need it when Drake and Meek was doing it. We didn't need it when Drake and Pusha was doing it. We don't need it now for Drake and Kendrick. It's just niggas is making good music. That's all it is. It's not niggas. It's entertaining. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
That's good. It's good for the culture. The business side is the business side. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna look at a diss record, going platinum or whatever the case is. Like Drake went platinum because he's Drake, not because he dissed somebody.
That's what Mace was saying earlier. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah,
well, if I could push back on that a little bit, you know what I mean? Those years when it was Drake and Meek and then Drake and Pusha, you know what I mean? Revenue wise, metrics wise, streaming wise, hip hop was doing a little bit better. You know what I mean? So now,
it's Drake.
fast
So
forward to
like,
2024. You know what I mean? And the numbers are dipping a little bit. Even Drake's own numbers were dipping a little bit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but it's
So
Drake, and it's Future, and it's Kendrick. Like these niggas sell records outside of that shit, right?
that's a fact.
It's not like when Pusha was going at Drake, the niggas record sales grew astronomically. That nigga didn't sell records like he wasn't a big numbers guy to begin with.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Like the nigga ain't end up on a Billboard chart. The nigga ain't, get a platinum plaque or whatever the case is, but like that he was never that guy to do that. And that's no disrespect, 'cause that's my guy, but let's call a spade a spade. Like it was Drake. So yeah, Drake, it's Drake debuting that back to back at OVO Fest and the shit around him. Yeah, of course it's gonna, but it's still Drake.
All right. So I was thinking,
still him.
I was thinking more or less like the overall, I guess, because people like us, I was saying earlier that we're gonna tune in regardless of what's happening in rap. We love this shit. This is our genre of music. We love the culture. But like the casual fan, the casual observer, I'm looking at this whole thing like it was a stimulus in a sense. Whereas more people who might have been tuning out or listening to Afro beats, they came back across the street to see what was going on over here. That's how I'm looking at the whole situation.
Right.
Maybe not the artists in general, but the genre gets a boost.
It has to be the artist in general.
Okay.
Drake is a stimulus package.
Mm.
No matter what you do, no matter who it is, from Black Boy JB, from I Love McConan to the Migos to all of them. He stands next to you, your revenue increases. He stands next to you, those records get flown out there, to the DJs, to the radio promoters, to the radio programmers. Those records are gonna get, flown out there. And then those were beefs.
True.
That was just Drake standing next to you. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So like that's the
Okay.
power. That's the power of him.
Okay, Lo. I mean, I look at it as the casual fan comes back. Everybody
But
gets a
why
little
is the
bump
casual fan coming back?
because
Who's
people
who's
loves
the
drama.
No. That, but who's the common denominator?
So this all goes back to Drake. Is your argument?
Yeah, we know, but that's like we gotta stop playing dumb
Okay.
and like, rap is up and just nigga, it's Drake, it's him. Like, what are we talking about?
But Drake versus J. Cole ain't Drake versus Meek. You got not J. Cole, Kendrick, pardon me. Like those two acts getting together to me just opens a whole instance of conversation around the genre that just boosts everybody. I think
Drake and J. Cole forming their relationship is good to see. Drake and Kendrick going back and forth is good to see because they've been doing this shit for about 10 years.
Yep.
This is not an overnight situation where it's like, oh shit, like where did this come from? Like, no, if you've been paying attention, as the casual fan doesn't, you would understand it. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, this has been brewing for years. So it's like this is not shocking. This is not surprising. This is nothing to have to do with like the revenue or the income of rap. Like there are good albums out there that are making noise. The Future album, aside from like that, is a good album. Then he went back to back with number one. Good album. Schoolboy Q put out a project. Good album. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the drama, yeah, it assists in the awareness, but it's like let's keep it a buck. Like niggas are still putting out good shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Nas, been dropping for 3 years. He just put out the joint with Premier. And like, there's a lot of motherfuckers moving around just doing what they got to do.
That's a
You
fact.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, the drama
let me
adds
ask you something.
anything. Right.
Now let's stick with the drama real quick. But let's say Drake is not involved at all, and let's say it's like Kendrick and Kanye are going at it. Do you think it hits the same?
Is the record good?
If it's like that,
Is the record good?
Yeah.
All right. So it don't matter who it is. Is the record good?
Okay.
I just think that competition or quote rap beef is good for business. I think it's an automatic W for all parties involved, especially if you have a certain level of popularity.
But let's not just credit the Drake and Kendrick and Cole. Like Future is not one of my favorites, but that nigga makes good music. Metro's a great producer. Like you got to give credit to where credit is due. Even if you strip that record, yeah, it added some momentum to it. Yeah, it added some flair to it. Okay, yeah, we all know that. Anybody with 2 ears can acknowledge that, but let's not take away from the body of work that they produced.
That's a fact. Album's fire, hands down.
Like niggas is not going number 1 2 times in a row just for one record.
So all right, so this is the next question.
My
Go ahead,
fault.
Mace.
My fault,
Now, do
y'all.
you think we dominating the conversation? Get in here, bro.
I was gonna say I'd argue we was super hype about that Metro Future project long before we even
That's
knew
a
it.
fact.
Before we even knew what the fuck was going on,
Mhm. So
right?
I agree with
Niggas
that.
got that press
Do
release. They said, yo, they dropping 2. A word?
all right,
Oh
but
yeah,
here we go.
we ready for that.
Do you think Like That is the number one record that it is without Kendrick? Or let's say Kendrick's on it, but it's not a beef verse. It's not a diss verse.
Is the record fire? I didn't
The
ask if the
record's
verse
still
is fire.
fire.
All right, then that's it.
Ooh,
Is
Just
the
as fire?
record fire?
See, I think this is
ooh.
where we
Is
agree to
the
disagree.
yes or no? Is the record fire?
No. The record is absolutely fire. But
Because
I think
when that shit comes in, when you hear it outside,
absolutely.
you're not thinking about the Kendrick Drake back and forth. When you outside
I
smoking
don't know.
hookah,
I'm thinking
you
about
not
it.
bitches ain't.
Ah,
Girl, listen to this
They
Kendrick
might
verse.
not, but
They
they
ain't
sing
saying
along
that.
to it. But they sing along to it.
Girl, listen. Yeah, they singing along to the hook. They ain't saying, bitch, wait till you hear this Kendrick verse while sipping mimosas. No, they not saying that.
No,
Now, when we
I
I
hear
think
got
it,
I've
it.
we gonna
seen
rap that
I
one
shit
mean,
back and forth.
I think
rap
the
the
ladies
verse.
like the big me part. The ladies, that's a nice little IG caption.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
cool. Yeah, that's cool. But they like,
Yeah.
yo, these niggas been battling for 10 years.
No. They
You
don't
heard
care
it?
about that shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked, is the record good?
Well, you know what? For the sake of clarity, the fourth quarter last year, as you were aware, there was a lot of conversation, a lot of reports about the business of rap, like the sales kind of being down, things of that nature. So like that was part of the crux of the argument. Whereas we said, if you saying late last year that the rap business, the sales is not moving, the streamers ain't streaming how they used to.
Yeah.
Does this situation help boost the streams? Is it good for business? That's what I'm saying. Yes, I think that if you're
That's
telling me that
fine.
is
Yeah.
streaming is dying, rap beef with 6, 7, 20 rappers is
It,
great for
hel-
business.
it helps. It helps. It helps. I understand. It helps. It adds to the
Mhm,
flair of the streams. It adds to the flair of the awareness. Yes, it helps. We all are not stupid.
mhm.
But we have to just stop saying the attribute of the beef is the main reason why the streams are going.
Okay.
The nigga went number 1 on We Still Don't Trust You. Was Kendrick on there?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Was
No,
Ross on there? No.
No.
Were they dissing Drake on there? No. I mean Rocky was, but where's that
No.
record? Where's
That
that
record,
record at?
it's not good enough. As you said,
So
it's not good
so
enough.
now you understand my point.
yeah.
Rocky was getting at him. Are we waving our arms? And is that record anywhere in the top 10? No.
You have a point.
I
Yeah.
like that Low is keeping it in its proper perspective right now.
That's all. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, beef is entertaining. We love it. All right, yeah,
Yes.
and we love the people that are involved in it. Yeah, we love it. Cool. I love it. But we got to separate the palette of what it actually is
Okay.
from it being a great record and a great moment to the other side of these two niggas finally, getting into it.
Mm,
So two things can always be true.
that's a
You
fact.
can enjoy it for what it is on this side, and you can enjoy it for what it is on that side.
Also,
Pick your poison and move along.
you mentioned Schoolboy Q's album. I felt like the opening weekend, it was a rush to try to like push that album aside and call it a disappointment. I think that me personally, I think that's going to be a contender for album of the year. Where are you at with this album, Blue Lips?
Who's calling it a disappointment?
There's a lot of people in our chat who was flaming that album in our comment section. Then I go on Twitter, which is semi not a real place, but the people who are saying, "Oh, the album's not that good. It's not. It's too many beat switches." Was a major complaint that I heard.
What's Schoolboy Q's first album? Ask him that. That's all I need to know. That's all I
What do
need to know.
you think about the project, though?
I love it.
Okay.
Love it. The nigga can rap. He's transitioning to a different artist, a different person. That's what you want from niggas that you fuck with and respect. You want to see the progression and transgression of who they are artistically and personally. And I think that's what you got on that album. Now, because he ain't dissing nobody and it's no fucking twerk songs or whatever the case is, like, all right, cool, that's not for you. But Schoolboy Q fans gonna be like, yeah, this is one of them ones.
See, this is why I fuck with Low, because that's what I said. But Sincere said that he didn't like the album. He said it was a
If you
little
don't like
overrated.
it, then you don't like it. Like, you
You
not
know,
wrong because you don't like something. Like, all right, bet you don't fuck with it. I ain't about to sit here and
I
catch it
think
and
it's
be like, oh, this you don't know rap. You don't. Yeah, I ain't about to do that. That ain't your cup of
I
tea.
like
Like, we gotta
I
stop
like
You
doing it.
wanted a few, Low. You wanted a
you
few.
really wanted a few, bro.
Like, it is what it is. Like, bro, art is subjective. Cool. You don't like Schoolboy Q, but you like that $1 Million Baby record, which is fire,
Mm-hmm.
but this shit is fire too, right? You could always, I always say, that shit ain't for me, but I see niggas fuck with it. That shit ain't for me, but that shit
Yeah.
ain't for you, but I fuck with it. All right, bet.
I appreciate your rational approach. We deal with so many irrational, all or nothing
Bro,
people
niggas gotta
that
just
you
have
know what I
common
mean.
sense, like just have logic. Like, all right, cool. Niggas don't like Michael Jordan, but they love Kobe Bryant. All right, bet. That's all right.
Niggas.
I don't know about all that.
What were you saying though, Sin, about that album? You still don't like it?
I like segments of it. I like
okay.
certain runs, but as a playthrough beginning to end, it gets a little too frantic for me. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't like view. I ain't like views when
Too
it
many
first came out.
changes.
I ain't like views when it first came out. Love it now.
Mm.
And this is the
I'll spend
anniversary.
that.
This is like the 6-year anniversary of it.
I heard. Yeah.
An album it has to grow. All this immediate, like, I don't like that shit. You gotta let it grow. Niggas ain't like Reasonable Doubt off the first whiff, but now what is it?
No, I don't know. I did.
He's spitting.
But I'm just saying, I'm saying like that. Things have to grow on you.
Yeah.
And that's
You know what I'm
and that's the problem with this era. Like we got in trouble like late last year. Magic 3 dropped. When we first heard it, we thought it was super fire. We sat with it for a month or two. We didn't love it as much when it first dropped than we did in a month or two. Niggas was like, "How could you say that?" Because we kept listening to it. Is that not how music works? So I see that perspective. But so there was a person who's a content creator who has said that he felt that Blue Lips was too modern sounding, and that was a notch against the project. And I felt that him pushing the Sonics forward was actually a great thing. Like to me, like you should try to sound modern or try some new shit as opposed to keep doing the same thing over and over again as an artist. Challenge yourself. What's wrong with
Schoolboy said that. Schoolboy was like, I don't know where do I fit in this pocket of hip hop right now.
right?
Like he acknowledged that, and it's like when you jump into a space where you're uncomfortable, that's where you challenge yourself the best.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like if he just stayed with the um, contradictions and that part or blank face or whatever the case is, then it's like, all right, well you're not jumping out of the norm, and you're not trying to challenge yourself and your listeners to follow you with the journey. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you're doing us a disservice of not putting your best foot forward and helping us understand who you are as a creative and just as a person. If you're gonna stay in that same fucking pocket, then bro, I just go listen to your old shit.
Okay.
Hope says it.
Yeah.
Hope says it the best. You want my old shit? Go buy my old
My whole
albums.
album. Yeah. Yep.
Thanks.
And
You
that's
make a
what I thought.
choice. You make
I
a
thought Blue
choice.
Lips was a great depiction of where he was as an artist. Like he's not if he's not sure where he lands, he's giving you a little bit of everything
And
while
that's
showing
fine.
some maturity and some diverse ears for beats. Like maybe a few years ago I might not want a song with three different beats on it, but I felt within the scope of the album that a song like Ohio, I love that shit. I love First.
Thank God for
Thank God for
me.
me. Like I love that
Like
shit.
Cooties,
Thank God for
like
me.
bro, like those are records that are just good fucking records. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Like, yeah, catch up when you want to catch up, but give it time. That's
Yeah,
all.
it is. All right, we got one more segment to go. Low, you can rock with us. It's a quick one, but the question is, as we are approaching May, is 2024 already a year for the books as far as everything that's transpired, the music, the antics, the drama? I'm feeling like this year is shaping up to be one of them ones.
It's not a year for the books because nothing that's happening right now is nothing we haven't seen.
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
It's nothing like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Mm.
Niggas dissing each other. Okay, niggas been dissing each other for 50 years. The fuck does this year make any difference? Like, what are we like? Why is it? Oh my, what? Like, nigga,
I don't know. Some people will tell you there wasn't competition and beef early in hip hop, so I don't know.
it's always been
Some people.
competition. Now it's a little bit more.
Didn't Pete Rock say that? It
It's
was
a
Pete
little.
Rock.
It's a
It
little bit
wasn't
more
P Rock.
direct.
It was somebody else.
No, nigga,
It
it was
was.
Pete Rock, nigga. He said that.
It's a little
Not
bit
Pete
Yeah,
more.
Rock.
he stay wildin'.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit more direct now
Right.
because it involves two of the big mega stars of hip hop, right? So that's why it's like, oh shit, it's a little bit more electrifying. But when Drake and Push was going at it, that I would be like, oh, like this getting ugly.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay, finally, like these niggas finally stepped into the ring together. They finally did it. All right, bet. You feel what I'm saying? Like that Drake and Push
Yeah.
shit, we was just like, yo, what the fuck? Well, these niggas out for blood.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. It was Chuck D who said that rap wasn't based in competition. But still, that's an OG who
Yeah.
said that. But rap,
He said,
hip
was
hop,
it?
Bad.
he said like one of the cores, it wasn't always competitive. And I'm like, what do you mean? You was there. I wasn't even there when it started. Like, how you saying that?
So like B-boys battling, graffiti artists battling,
Oh,
Right.
wasn't
Okay.
competition.
The speakers, like they had
Like
to whoever had the
niggas
louder
bringing the
system.
speakers out, niggas bringing the
Yeah.
speakers out like on what you call it, in the Bronx where it first started.
Sedgwick and all that.
Sedgwick Avenue, yeah, Sedgwick
Yeah.
Avenue, and niggas is like pulling speakers out like, nah, they battling against each other. Nigga, watch
Yo,
that Roxanne Shantae documentary or that shit on Netflix.
Talk about it.
She was
discovering that
battling
new
against. She's like
fire break.
16, battling niggas.
Being the best
That ain't
DJ, being the best MC, being the best always mattered. I didn't.
that ain't
That's
what
how I
that's not
grew
where
up.
it derived from.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure it wasn't always kumbaya.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
Absolutely
no
not.
we are the world type shit. Like it was nigga, you suck. This, that, and the third. Now give me my $50 because I just beat you.
Come on now.
Facts.
See,
Yeah, so
Talk about it.
but Mace, 2024. Like, is this one already making its way towards being one for the books?
it's not quite there yet. It's
Okay.
not quite there yet. The first 4 months were wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, because just we spoke about, of course, he was going about the back and forth, but just a lot of people outside. You know what I'm saying? Schoolboy, Savage. You know what I'm saying? Nas and Primo. Like a lot of people are outside. You know what I mean? That's the best hip hop years to me. But it's not quite a goated year to me yet because we don't have any classics. You know what I'm saying? So none of the disses have
We're
been
not gonna have no
classics.
class. We're
None
not
of
gonna
the
have no
albums.
classics this early. We're not gonna have no classics this early. If you call a classic album that came out this year a classic, nigga, it's not.
It's nothing that I would even think it though yet. You know what I mean? Usually you say this is. I don't want to say there haven't been any great albums, but there haven't been any albums that floored me this year. You know what I'm saying? There've been some good
I can
work. There's been some
understand that.
quality.
Like
You know,
I can
but
understand that. But Cole album is great. Fucking Rhapsody album, great. Schoolboy album, great. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wait,
Like
you
this.
heard? Are you trying to tell us you heard the Rhapsody album already? Because it's not out yet. Copy.
I thought he was about to say that with the Cole album. I was about to say, you talking about
No,
Mike
I
Believe
meant
Late or the
the
Fall
yeah,
Off? Like, what's going
I
on,
meant the
Lo?
mixtape. I wasn't talking about the
You
fall off.
feel me? You
Mm,
know,
got
And then the fall off is coming. Pusha and the drama tape is coming.
Mm.
Wayne is coming.
that's more of why I feel like it's gonna be a golden year, because we know for a fact
We
we still got
gotta
Jay-Z
wait.
on the horizon. Maybe. You know what I'm
Maybe.
saying? So it's like it's
Maybe
one of
Nas
those
and Primo.
years,
Maybe Nas and Primo might be running the block again, but
We know that's coming, so definitely.
we just gotta wait, bro. Like we only what?
Definitely.
This is April. This is what we still in the first quarter.
Right. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that
Yeah.
it could possibly be one of those years.
It
4
could.
years
It
in
could.
it, 4 months in, it's looking pretty good.
It has
You know what I
potential.
mean?
It has potential to do so.
So potentially, I just wouldn't go there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not yet.
Sincere the rap style. Talk to me.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go out and jump out the window with it. Yeah, man. This is 2024 is a goated year. Fuck it. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there, and I'm
When
putting
you
it.
say golden,
Yeah,
there's nothing that happened this year
goated.
has been golden.
No, goated.
Goated.
Nothing this year has been golden.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there
yet,
because
not yet.
I see the landscape. I'm trying to look and tap into the wavelength of what's coming up this year and what has already transpired, and it's looking like an
it's looking good. We gotta wait
like
for that quality.
Upward, yeah, but to me, it's looking like an upward ascension.
I like that phrasing.
You know what I mean?
I like that phrasing.
You know what I mean? So
upward, yes. It's definitely upward more than 2023.
Easily.
Yeah, way better than
it could be because I'm in my mind I'm comparing it to like last year, or maybe the last couple of years. But look, regardless of how it finishes out and who wins, we got Kendrick and Drake to scrap. Cole put himself in there. Like even Rick Ross and Kanye came out. Like this.
We ain't even mention Vultures. That's crazy.
This Royal Rumble.
Do we need to mention this?
I ain't mentioning that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I liked it at first, and I like it less and less each time.
I ain't mentioning that. Y'all can have that.
the fact that the two heavyweights that we've been waiting to watch battle have finally gotten in the ring, and I don't know. We don't know what Kendrick's next move is, but we got some out of it, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
The
I
fact that
agree
we
with you.
have Nas and Primo in the lab
Yeah.
together, cooking up an album,
I agree.
right? That's crazy to me. We still, I mean, the fall off is supposed to still happen. You know what I mean? We gave our thoughts on Cole, but that's still something to look forward to. Let's not lie about it. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
of course, no.
Push a T, I think, is also in the lab right now. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that we've heard is cooking on top of what we've already gotten in like the first quarter and the third. You know what I
Understood.
mean? I'm putting it out there. This is gonna be one of them years that we look back on like, yo, that shit really happened, bro.
We'll have this conversation in December when
Yeah, of course.
we'll probably
Yeah.
have a yearly wrap up episode, and
Yeah,
we'll come back to this specific convo on April
Facts.
29th to
Mhm.
see if sincere it was right.
Hey, well, look, I'm gonna come clean. I'm gonna be a full on hype beast. I'm sold. Give me 2024 for 2000, Alex. Like I want this year. Like this year is giving me everything I want. I already got all my favorite niggas might come outside this year. First of all, like Schoolboy already outside. Y'all already know how I feel about him. Pusha T, Gangsta Grills. Are you kidding me? We know what's coming with that. And if Hove just so happens, I'm gonna be unbearable this year. All three of them niggas dropping, hands down. Like you couldn't tell me shit for the rest of the year. On
Like I
top of
said, we gotta just wait.
we gotta just
'Cause
wait.
we
But
gotta just
I'm on
wait.
my hype beast shit right now. I'm on my
No,
hype beast shit.
it's looking promising. I do agree with you on that point. It definitely looks
You know what I mean?
promising.
me,
For
me,
better
me
or
and Dom,
worse,
we're doing the Hogan Macho Man handshake right now.
come on, bro. We gotta do the mega powers, dude.
The mega powers.
Because it's like, fuck that. You telling me, if you telling me that in this year we get, like you said, so you get Nas and Primo, you telling me that
Listen,
even if it's the daintiest rap battle of all time, that Kendrick and Drake are gonna scrap a little bit. It's very dainty, but it's like they're gonna scrap. All right, fine, give me that. Because we had to wait for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford for mad years, but we got the fight and we were satisfied. I believe we're going to be satisfied with the outcome of this as well, especially if Kendrick does deliver our album. We're going to be happy. I think the J. Cole storyline, we were talking about that before Low got on. J. Cole psyching himself all the way out of the situation. You know what I mean? But I think I think there's a redemption arc there that's locked in for him with the fall off if he does it right. I think all of the nice niggas coming outside for people like us who like rapping and not the bullshit. This is a great year. Freddie Gibbs might be back active this year from what I've been reading. So it's like you're getting a lot of niggas. Conway the Machine got a new album he's gearing up for May. Like there's a lot of niggas rapping right now.
Then about to get that Eminem album.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
Eminem,
Eminem. Let's
Stove,
not forget Eminem.
we might finally get the Stove album.
Let's let them rap.
Okay.
Let's let them rap.
All right.
Let's let them release. Let's let them get the product out there so we can judge it. Because when we start doing this, we start getting overhyped. We start getting disappointed. Yo, why he ain't? I thought he was coming. I thought he was.
Yes.
Let's
Very true.
relax.
That's kind of what happened to Benny. A lot of people was disappointed with the Benny project. They put it on a pedestal and then they panned it when it dropped.
Let's just deal with the things that we
Or
have
did
in front
he
of
put it
us.
on the pedestal?
Dave, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he did.
He did.
He did.
Don't tell him that though.
Let's deal with the product that we have in front of us.
Mhm.
Enjoy it, dissect it, share it, discuss it, and then when everything else starts to slowly fall along, we'll deal with it as it comes. But let's not dismiss what's already in front of us.
You're right. Low being a rational man tonight. We trying to be hype beast and Low like chill out.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, and then you like, oh man, fuck 2024 because that ain't come out. It's like, no, we have a
t-shirt.
We got enough. We got enough already. We got enough.
Yeah.
I can understand if it was quiet and the Kendrick and Drake shit didn't happen and the Future album didn't happen and Schoolboy didn't happen and Nas didn't happen. Then I'm like, damn, like what the fuck is going on? We already in April and niggas ain't giving it. We got enough product.
Because there was a lot of complaints I think part of it is what last year was.
Last year.
I think this year being so much so soon, I think part of it is I think we hyped because last year was kind of dry. You know what I mean? But hip hop 50 on top of that, it was kind of a dry year.
We are on par. We are on par.
Yes.
Low, hold on. Are you trying to be slick right now, bro? Because
about what?
Because are you trying to lower the expectations? Because Twitter says that you and Kendrick Lamar are part of the same camp. That you and TDE,
Aren't you part
bro.
of TDE?
So are you just trying to lower expectations and surprise us with another TDE classic, bro? What's going on? That's
Who
what
your
Twitter
favorite?
says.
Who your
That's
favorite
what Twitter
artist?
says.
Who your favorite artist?
All time pop today, Drake.
So you part of OVO?
Of
OVO
course, the
Mace.
OVO capo.
Okay, so
I got
does
owl
Drake?
hats in the crib.
Right. So does Drake have a response ready already?
Two.
That's what so all right. So Twitter told me that you're an OVO representative. So Drake has 2 responses
Come
ready.
on, TDE Low. You got
Hey,
the
listen.
answers.
You know what I mean?
You see how that sounds?
It sound
You see
it
how it
sound
look like?
fly
What
to
the
me.
fuck?
It sound fly, bro.
Nigga
What you
said
mean?
low.
It sound fly till niggas in your mentions talking about
Nah, they
right?
put
Yeah,
they
They've been on your
TDE.
head, bro. They've been on your head, bro.
yeah. Don't let me tweet out from some like random Apple account talking about da 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 as an OVO representative, and this Friday we get it like you ain't
Yo,
gonna like that.
when you see niggas said you was TDE, how much did you
Like
roll your
I
eyes,
laughed.
bro?
I don't know them niggas. I don't know them niggas. Like, have you ever seen?
TDE
Like,
Low.
Here's the
The
question: who
funniest
does
part
know
was
them?
every tweet you made after that. Every tweet you made after that was, see, he knows Kendrick is dropping. I was like, yo, they gotta leave bro alone, man. It's getting crazy right now.
if you called me a Rock Nation representative, I wouldn't be mad because I'm fly with all them niggas over there. I
There you
stand next
go.
to
It's
them
to the
niggas.
point. I need.
Yeah, you could. I would be like, yeah, okay, I could see why you would say
And
that.
you're a
But
Jay-Z truther.
Kendrick,
You
like I live
can't.
in New
You can't
York. Them
even.
niggas is based out of Compton. Like, what's the connection?
That was kind of
You can't
crazy.
even drop the looking eyes emoji.
Hey, look,
Like
Low, you
immediately when
gotta
you
Because
say
niggas are
understand.
fucking retarded. That's why.
But low.
every time, bro.
That's
You,
why I do. I do that shit every morning because I know niggas is gonna be stupid and bait. Yeah,
but
dumbass. Like y'all so
low,
fucking retarded and gullible.
you can't let the facts get in the way of a good story, low. That's what the internet's for. Lies, lying. You know what I mean?
I don't listen. I don't even want to hold y'all because my phone is 1%. I love y'all niggas. I'm not part of TDE. I don't know when that nigga responded, and I don't give a fuck when he respond. We all gonna listen. So for that, shout out to my niggas at the rap round table. This is Low signing off. I'll see y'all
Yeah,
niggas next time.
Yes, sir.
peace, love.
My man, TDE Low, checking out. Anyway,
Do that.
we got a couple of super
You're not gonna
chats.
come back now. Watch.
We got a couple of super chats to get to here. Mad Max the super chat MVP again says, "I'm still mad at him. I don't care. I die on my sword." Pause. Only time I back out is when I'm. Hey, yo, what is happening here?
Mad Max.
Yo.
No.
All right,
Flag on
thank
the
you.
play,
I'm not
man.
reading the rest of this. Thank you, Mad Max.
Flag on the play.
I'd be appalled if an N tried to test the God pen like Mad Max gonna down on the line before I apologize. Real samurai commit kamikazes. Okay. And then Dini the balance. Shout out Dini, couldn't make it but through the super chat. It's slow for Cole. He better learn to play the flute. Hey yo, pause. Shout out to my bros, Rap Round Table, Lowkey in the chat. Hit the like button, gang. Love you, Dini. Hope, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Tomorrow,
yes.
Dini back in there. This was another great episode. We lost Mace. We lost Lowkey. Lowkey got 1% and shit. You know what I mean? But this was another great episode. Thank you for everybody who ride it out with us today. It was a slow news cycle, but y'all rocked with us nevertheless. Oh, we got Macito coming back in. Let's get him back in there. You know what I mean? Let me get my laptop be doing what it wants to do sometimes. There we go. We got Macito back. But it's like, again, a slow news cycle, but y'all still pulled in, entertained us. We entertained y'all. It was a good vibe. Shout out Lowkey on the quick check-in at the end of the episode. You know what I mean? And we'll be back again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Episode 96, top 5 rapper-producer duos. You'll be shocked at some of our picks. Are we tired of this rap beef shit? You're going to be shocked at some of the things we had to say. We got a special guest pulling in as well. Make sure you lock in with us. And Macito, take us home.
Forgive the sirens. I was trying to hide in the background, fellas. But listen.
Oh, so that's why you tapped out.
Listen, you know how it goes. It was fire alarms today. It was going kind of crazy today, guys. But you know what I mean. Shouts to Dini the Balance, the politician himself. Wish he was here with us, but y'all gonna see him on tomorrow's episode. Believe that. Shouts to Sincere the Rap Snob, super producer. Follow him on IG right now for the beats. Follow him on Twitter for viral tweets. You need to. He's one of the hottest followers on Twitter. That's Jarv the
PG
point guard.
Sin.
The master of the game right now, the MVP of this pod shit. You better believe that. Jarv the point guard. You're gonna see him more than just podcast very soon. And we are the Rap Roundtable. We out of here, boy.
Yes, sir.